Speak a little louder, or even shout. You know that I'm proud and I can't get the words out. Oh, I wanna be with you everywhere. Oh, I wanna be with you everywhere. Everywhere. Something's happening to me. My friends say I'm acting peculiarly. Come on, baby, you better make a start. You better make it soon before you break my heart. Oh, I wanna be with you everywhere. Oh, I wanna be with you everywhere. Everywhere. Can you hear me calling out your name? You know that I'm falling and I don't know what to say. Come along, baby, you better make a start. You better make it soon before you break my heart. Oh, I wanna be with you everywhere. 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 Everywhere.
Okay, it calmed down. It was only while the music was playing. I'm telling you, the whole screen up here was just jumping up and down. I couldn't tell if y'all could see anything or not. Virginia's supposed to pop in here, so there's the link if she does. How are y'all doing? It seems like it's been forever. Who's here? The deal for real. I'm glad you came over here. Huckleberry. Be nice. Hey, Daniel. Wild Adventure. Good to see you. Why wouldn't we remember you? Yeah, that didn't work. I tried it. Connection or closure of tabs. Well, yeah, I got about 50 tabs up there on the top. I always do. I put the link. The deal for real if you want to come up. Yes. Anybody's welcome to come up. There's the link. So how have y'all been? Did anybody do a memorial yesterday? Well, okay, it's the day before yesterday now, but it was, y'all know what I mean, the 11th. There's Virginia.
Hey.
So we're teeny tiny up here. I don't know what is going on with my computer.
Man, there's been some weird stuff with computers. In fact, I've been getting like just stop, it'll just stop. Like channels, if I'm watching a video or whatever, just stop. And sometimes on StreamYard also, so sometimes I do
Yes,
get the circle if you seem to lose me, but I don't know what it is. I don't know if I noticed, I don't know if anyone else watched the debates on various channels, lives or whatever, but it would just
yes,
shut up.
yes.
The it just stopped, like, and it wasn't just the channel, it was the whole internet. It was like no service, all, connected, no internet. And hi everyone in chat, by the way. I don't hop to chat too often because it's one of the things that gets me kicked out, like, because my
Oh,
computer's working then because I'm on another tab, you know what I mean? So if I switch tabs, then it'll be like circles and then but no, I've been noticing this lately, and when, everything happened like 4 years ago, I noticed the same thing where
yes.
it it would just drop, just clockwork in some way.
Yeah, it's been really weird. There he
Hmm.
is. The
Hey,
deal.
Video.
How
Good to see you.
now y'all get to see a picture to an ugly face.
Well, I can't see anything. I'm telling
Not
you,
really.
y'all are about half an inch wide for me right
I
now.
got I gotta wear glasses because I can't see the phone. I'm just on a phone, by the way. You guys are all on PC and shit. And I'm just on a phone.
Oh, you're
So,
good.
Bonnie, are you on a computer screen?
Yes.
And we're all small, like,
On the panel, yes, y'all are like teeny tiny. I can see you normal size down at the bottom,
mm-hmm.
but on the panel screen, it's like the whole panel is about an inch and a half by 2 inches.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah,
Huh.
and
No, that's bizarre.
it's okay. They're not gonna beat me. We're gonna keep going. Dang it.
I can't. The thing that I don't like is I can't read the chat while we're on StreamYard. So, but it's okay. I don't care.
If you're on a
Aw,
phone, you can read it. You just might not be able to see us on the panel. But if you like scroll down just a little bit, it'll say show chat or something
It's
like
okay. It's okay. I'm just saying. Like I'm just talking to you guys. I appreciate
that.
you guys hanging out and stuff. I don't have really anything interesting to talk about other than I live in California, and so it's just like it's not even too late. So I'm just like hanging out.
cool. I'm glad you are.
Yeah, I'm on the West Coast too. That's why it's still pretty early.
It might need warmed up, Huckleberry. I haven't used it in a week. It's been that's it. I've been ignoring it.
Hmm.
You know how computers can be when you
Yes.
ignore
I
They get
don't like to start drama or nothing, but and I appreciate being new here. But Bonnie, I'm kind of new to you, but I was confused at a statement you made um, at the end of Steve's chat about like shimmer and whatnot. So I did kind of have a
Oh,
question about that.
so, um, oh goodness. Kiss off. Good to see you. I can't remember when it was,
Uh huh.
whose live it even was. It had to be a karaoke. I don't know, but LSP, Lord Spike Protein, he
Okay.
was there. And, oh, it was Charlie's. It was Charlie's on at noon, y'all's time.
Uh
And,
huh.
and somebody said that Lord Spike Protein, pro, I can't even say his name.
Just say LSP. I know him as LSP. So
Okay, LSP and Shimmer Soul had gotten together. I mean, it whatever was said made it sound like they were a couple, and I was like, "That is so awesome! I love to hear that." that YouTubers are getting together.
Okay.
No, Huckleberry, stick that in your ear. And so, um, so I'm like, I'm so happy for y'all. And he goes, yeah, just ask her about. Anyway, it made it sound like she knew personal things about him. And so I'm talking to him, going along with this.
Uh-huh.
She's all, wait, what? I thought I was single. And I'm like, okay, I think I'm misunderstanding something here. And then, so we're laughing about this because I misunderstood. And then, um, oh, Charlie was singing a song called, it was something about hide and love, hide your love, or something like that.
Okay.
And so, whenever LSP said that about him and Shimmer, it was something, and I was like, hiding a Woody is not hiding your love. And then the chat, it just got weird. And then
Then it just got weird. It happens.
somebody new came into the chat and they said, "Who's Woody?" And me and Lord Sky, LSP were dying laughing. It was just, I was laughing
That's
so
pretty
hard
good. That's
I
pretty good. Because who is Woody? That's pretty good.
had to.
But FYI, I'll put this note on the record. If LSP is trying to spit on my game, I'll put this on the record, man. Shimmer's my number one booty call.
Aww.
She knows it too. She knows it.
Oh, that's cute. You're coming up laying your territory. I mean, I respect
Nah,
that. Move.
no, I'm just fucking around. But like it's
You
like
know?
the inside joke on top of the inside joke type thing.
Okay.
So
Hey, Annette, Jack, good to see you. And Huckleberry, learning from you.
Right?
no,
Which one
I
did
was
I
just
want?
confused with that situation, but it was a great story because I didn't know. I work a lot. I come home, like to sit down, relax, maybe have a beer or two, but
Yes.
I don't get on the tubes like y'all, so I can't keep up with all this, this live, that live, he should, she should, all that. So I just kind of got
Right.
to put the math together. I got to put the puzzle pieces together at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
No, I understand. And I have missed a lot too. Um, I did catch a little bit of Hawks today. I came in right at the end. Maybe that. Good to see you. And I saw that it I can't remember what the title said, but it made it sound like, okay, if you got something to say it. It's time to rant or vent or whatever. And so I came in like a wrecking ball and started just throwing stuff out there, and it it has been it's been interesting on Facebook. We have a gentleman that he questions everything. He's real into science and uh, what's the other one? Physics, something like that.
Okay.
He's a he's a agnostic. Is that what it's called?
Well,
And
that means they're non-religious if they're agnostic. So.
yes, and
That's
philosophy.
atheist. It's
There you
basically a fancy word of saying you don't believe in things. Like you have to figure things out for yourself from a
You believe
scientific or
in
real world
knowledge.
value.
right. But
Mhm.
he brings up really interesting topics, and today it was surprisingly about the debate. And so my high school friend's daughter commented in there, and she is she's lost. She's totally voting for the woman, and I was like, oh,
Girl
man,
power. Girl power.
I guess. But hey, David and Tom, good to see you. Um, I couldn't keep my mouth shut, so I put my 2 cents in. And then because of the way the discussion was going, I was finally like, look, it doesn't even matter the party. The problem is the government has taken all the power. They're telling us what we can and cannot do in
Mhm.
our homes, with our kids, on our property, whatever. It's wrong. It needs to swap back around like it's supposed to be. And um, so hopefully she's good with that, because she was getting kind of upset with me, I
See,
think.
see, people don't understand long term versus short term, though. I agree with most of what you said. However, the short term is look at the price of fucking bacon, dude. What the
It's
Mm-hmm.
hell? What the hell,
exactly,
man?
and that's what we were bringing up. And she asked the gentleman. She said, "What good things did Trump ever do?" Well, he had the whole list. I was really proud of him. He was popping it out there. And at the end of that, she was like, okay, I'll research it. But her thing was, why would you want a rapist and a convicted criminal and all this for president? And I
Mm-hmm.
said, what is one thing he's been convicted for? Because I didn't think he's been convicted for anything. But she said that he was, that there was like 13 of them he was convicted for.
He was accused of a
I
lot,
know
I
he's
think.
accused.
I don't know, man. I mean, I didn't try to get on politics or nothing. I'm just saying, there's a problem with society as far as values, and
Yes.
I mean, this isn't. It's what it is. It's a rapid like escalation. If you look back, I mean, you could even go back 5, 10 years ago. Things were different. COVID, this and that, right? And then you
Yes.
can go back another 15, 20 years ago, and then you can go back like 30 years ago and get into Vietnam and Korean War, and then go back
Yes.
into, I mean, you could just drop it all the way back to society. And
And,
what it
and
is there's rise and falls in empires, right? And
yes.
the thing of it is it's it's usually happened because of, I don't know what you want to call it,
Holy moly.
gluttony. What's that?
Hey, Carl.
Gluttony or
Carl.
bad standards or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But basically societies fall because of the rule got overwhelmed by the people because of conditions, right? And we had the industrial age, so we have advanced technology and this and that. The last 100 years, things have been happening more recently, right? And so I just find it crazy that we cannot see this decline in society as fast as it's happening. That's what blows my mind.
Yes.
What
And
they changed the culture. That's that's where the power is changing the culture of the society. And uh, it's actually it's taken maybe 20 years to really get that integrated in. And hey, David, and with the internet, with the continued changes in education and stuff like that, this has been a cultural shift, and we have seen huge turning points in the last 5 to 10 years. 100%
yes. And
picked up speed.
so that's what, and Tom, to answer your question, because I missed you, darling. And Huckleberry, you hit it on the head. So his talking points were MSM. And so that's what I that's what I started with, was saying that when you have every single news outlet repeating the same phrases over and over and over, people start believing it, and it's just drilled into their minds. And I said, look at what happened with the radio broadcast that had everybody jumping out of windows.
Mm-hmm.
Case in point. And
World.
yes, so and so he was agreeing with that. He was like, yes, that is exactly what I'm talking about. And that that also, it seemed like it was a debate with Trump against three different people. And that was pretty much the whole conversation.
I don't know if I agree with that. Like, I mean, I think the commentators did a fair point. I did understand the one point when the one said, was calling him out on his game plan for like Obamacare and stuff, and that was a little shot, but I think it was a pretty fair debate as far as both of them, like on a platform. So I don't want to put any blame on the commentators. Is what I'm trying to say.
What
I
the
think.
heck debate did you watch? They were all against him. It was set
Yeah.
up.
Well,
Yes,
I disagree.
you
They let them
something
rebuttal
totally
each other.
different.
They let them overtalk each other, and they let them respond. There was neutral ground there. Um, like I said, maybe the questions were a bit loaded. Okay, but I think it was actually a fair debate. I mean, I just want to say that.
Whatever, sir. The last whole 8 years have been fair on that guy. Sure.
Yeah, well, Biden versus Trump wasn't fair. Kamala versus Trump was a fair debate. I'm not picking a side. I'm just saying that the commentators are not to blame for it.
Well, I'm definitely picking a side. I'm voting for the guy that's for God, America, and us. That's the only way I see it.
Well, that's cool. That's your decision to make. I'm not arguing that, or I'm not telling you not to go one way or the other. I'm just saying that I don't think in the
Chris
last
Hughes.
debate that the commentators can be blamed for the debate.
I think the media, they jabbed at him more than her, and they especially, I noticed there was a lot of fact checking on points that he made, little or not, and they brought up old shit 6-7 years ago that had nothing to do with what was going to happen in the future.
Yeah,
And
but
it
there was
distracted.
equal opportunity for
Well,
response, Virginia. Is all
I'm
I'm
trying to
saying.
meet you 50-50 here because it could have been worse. I think both
Yeah.
of them dropped the ball in a sense, but
Yes.
the
In
way
the beginning.
the way the fact checking went down and the way they just kept bringing up irrelevant things just to make him argue out of emotion, that was palpable. And
The
to me,
No,
whole thing was set up as a
I agree.
hit
We're all
piece.
here because we're not
talking anyone's
like
dick here.
I agree because we're all here. We're not like unintelligent people, right? Like, I mean, as
Calm
far as
down,
like,
Dave. Hey, let me say hello to everybody. I don't even know who I'm talking to. How you doing, Bonnie? How you doing, Virginia? It's good to see you in there, chat. Rescue, Cheryl Lee. Geez, everybody's showing up here, Bonnie. Who
I
am I
know.
talking to?
Hi, Carl. And this is the deal for real, right? Did I say
yes,
Yeah.
it right? Okay.
yes,
I've seen them in chats. I've seen them in chat.
yeah. I mean, I've been around a long time. I'm not nobody new. I just new face to the whatever you want to call it. But
No, you have been around a long time, and I respect your point of view. And I truly, I found it kind of a baffling debate. There were interesting moves made on both sides, and they have advisors and they have, some level of prep for this.
well,
Um,
so here's one thing I wanted to bring up though, Virginia, that like because you're hitting something that I wanted to actually kind of talk about there with that
And
is that I've watched a lot of private polls or private like real world poll studies, right?
mhm.
That they went out and interviewed them, pre-debate, and the mass media was putting out like something like only a 4% difference, like it was almost like 51-50 type stuff,
yes,
right? But then the real world polls, Kamala was less than one. She was like a 31%. She didn't even have
yes,
like 1/3 of like
Right.
approval versus Trump. And like, how do you jump from that? How do you jump from like less to 1/3 to 50% without this media in your, court?
There is
but
definitely
there was a
media
lie.
persuasion.
Yeah. And
Polls around the mainstream media, they're bullshit. Period.
Exactly. No, I agree with that, Carl.
the
I
the
mean, the night before Trump won in 2016, the polls were 90% for Hillary. Madame President already had her books on the shelf.
I'm just worried, and I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm worried. I'm just gonna say like, because I have no dog in the fight anymore. I kind of lost faith in our voting system,
hey
so
man,
I'm just kind of sitting back watching. But like, I'm just kind of wondering, like, are they gonna steal it again? Are they really gonna actually
Yeah,
steal it again?
potentially.
I
Yes, they
think they are. I think it's going
are.
to be the perfect trigger event coming up. And I personally, I've thought that it was rigged for like the last 20 years myself, at least since 2008. But yeah,
Oh,
I've
it was
always.
before that. It was before that. Don't forget Bush Gore.
Yes.
Gore
I
actually
know, I
put
know.
forth so we got to go back. What would that have been? 2000? So no, this
Yeah,
is
sorry about the train, folks.
all good. I'm
Navy
just saying, as
must
far
be
as
on the same block.
questionable shit going on, Gore was one of the most obvious that ever happened.
Yep.
Hey, Elaine. Apple.
But you know what? Um,
Wait a minute. What the heck is David hanging? What the heck do you mean by hanging your Chad?
Hanging chads. Oh, that's a thing. A chad is a thing. Hey,
I
Larry.
don't even want to know. I don't think.
Larry. So, um, oh, darn it, Carl, you talk about Chads, and I'm all, what?
Well, Chad, where I'm from, is a different term. So,
I know, I'm like,
Karen.
I didn't
oh,
mean to talk your Chads.
is this Chav like CHAV or Chad like CHAD?
D. D like in David.
Okay, so yeah, that means something very much different where I'm from.
So, we were out driving back roads today because there's a bunch of back roads from my mom's. And baby girl wanted McDonald's nuggets, of course, the the worst food ever, right? And we pulled up there. Guess how much gas was? Two
Ooh.
2.29.
Oh shit, I'd pay that in a heartbeat. You know how much gas
I
I'd pay,
almost
woman?
fell over. I was like,
No,
"What?"
I'll pay that. 229. That's a fucking deal. That's almost 50%
I
for me.
know. That
That's
is
awesome.
that's the cheapest I've seen it in the past 3-4 years.
Wow.
Where was this at? What state?
Texas.
Oh God. Oh yeah. No. Well, no. I got a buddy in Texas, and I need to talk about this because um, they're accustomed to $2 a gallon. Like they complain when it goes to like $3, which is like very rare there.
And it was just like a week or two ago. It
Yeah.
was $3 here.
Okay. So let me tell you this, woman. I'm not talking just to talk here. I'm telling you facts.
Woman.
In California. Yeah, I gotta say that. I'm sorry. That's how I talk. I
No, it's
apologize.
okay. I identify as a woman. You're good.
Okay.
One more.
I'm sorry, but let me tell you this. So, I live in California, right? I've been paying over $4 a gallon for 3.5 fucking years.
Dang it. And I know that
It was
y'all.
over $5 a gallon less than 8 months ago for like 6 months or 8 months, like a long time.
Are you in Northern or Southern California?
Virginia, I played
It's
the
not.
fifth. Come on, woman.
I
If you're
know.
in
Well,
Southern,
that's why I
let
didn't
me
look.
tell you
I
this.
didn't ask
Let me tell you.
specifically. I'm just curious because it's a different world.
Let me tell you. The only difference is if you're in Southern California, you're gonna pay about 85 cents to $1 more a gallon. That's the only difference.
Woman,
Okay.
I can hardly explain.
Wild adventurer. I'm all woman. I was just joking.
That's fine. No, because hey, listen, that's the thing too. Like people are so scared of this shit, right? As a man, there's nothing finer on the planet than a woman's body. And like, what the fuck, man, right? Like these people, they want to get so mixed up with this and that and these pronouns and da 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 da. It's like, just can't we just be like normal? Like what's wrong with the
Right?
way we were born? Like
Yeah.
not even that. Like what's wrong with just accepting who you are? You know, because
I
I
got at
actually
least
have
2 songs ringing in my
in the
head now.
music field I'm in. There's a trans person there. They're admitted. They've been around a long time, but they are very respectable musician, and I love their music. They're very intellectual, but they're just they're I
Do you
don't know.
know
I'd
that
say
song by
back in our day,
John
we used to
Lennon?
just say gay, they were gay, right? They were gay,
And
right?
you're a musician. You know that song by John Lennon, "Woman," or maybe that song "Woman" by Foreigner. Or how many songs is there about women? There's a lot of songs about women.
Well, all I was trying to say is that person, I look at them as a respectable person, not as like somebody that has a trans agenda, right? And so that's the difference. It's nowadays they try to make your sexual preference like an agenda. They try to make it like you can have whatever sexual preference you want as long as you don't push it upon people. But nowadays it's like if you have a different sexual preference as
Hey,
normal,
James.
then you need to push that. And that's what the
I don't
problem.
even
I don't
know why we
understand.
got to even. We should keep that in the bedroom. We shouldn't even be talking about that. Especially the kids should be left clueless until they're like 50.
Exactly.
No, but
At,
that's my point. Yeah,
Really
why are they
appropriate.
pushing this stuff? Why does it have to be an agenda?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
because
Well,
how
have
do
you
you,
have you ever heard
how do you,
"If I Was the Devil" by Paul Harvey?
exactly,
That pretty much sums it all up.
yes. How do you destroy a society? I'm not even going to say a country. It's a society. Is you get them all effed up with all this stupid crap that they're pushing. I mean, I'm sorry, but I feel like so many of those men are being paid to put on makeup and wear dresses because why would you go out and act like you think you're a woman with a full beard? Does that make any sense at all?
What? No, it don't. This is shit. This is crazy. It's a culture kill. That's what they're trying to do, man. They're trying to divide people. They're trying to create dramas. They're trying to break down the morals of society. They've been pretty good at it for years now. They've been pretty successful.
Yeah. No, I agree
It's
with that.
100%
Yankee?
cultural.
Yeah, and then it's like Ymir said, deinstitutionalization has something to do with it, I'm sure.
Yes. Well, and it's a lot of things. Look how many people are on drugs. I mean, seriously, I don't know about where y'all are at. I'm in the middle of Texas, and meth is like has been a problem for years. It
Really?
is, yes,
Really?
it is, yes. And thankfully, that is one thing I think that all my kids have stayed away from.
Hmm.
Um,
It's everywhere. It's really bad here. You know, I'm like I said, I'm north of Detroit and east of Flint, so it's full of all kinds of drugs and
yes,
deaths and doggone, this has got to be a good show because we got both Yankee Watchdog and Amir Huckleberry here at the same time, and that that's like nostalgic to me because those guys
Yeah,
used to be
that's the OG.
like
And
freedom.
103 too. We got some real OG in there for sure.
yes, all the good people are
Shit.
up late
I know
tonight.
I know
Oh, and
Huckleberry for a long time up in chat.
oh yeah, I was legit. I was on Tom. But I mean, it's kind of messed up because like there for a long time we had neighborhoods with coke and crack and meth and ice and
Night,
heroin,
Tom.
right? And I was just talking about this the other day on a different stream. Like nowadays, there's a truth to what's going out on the street is people are getting amputated over. Like it's rotting them. They are not. You used to be like if someone was on ice. I remember
Hey,
back in the day,
Andy.
it was like you had to be afraid of them because they would have drug power. They would have, you know, a surge of this power, right? With what they're putting on the street now,
Holy
they
cow.
can't even walk. Like they are literally rotting and turning to
Yeah,
crop.
that's like that whole zombies at Kingston and all that with the blues and everything. You guys seen that? You guys seen the zombies at Kingston?
No,
Yeah,
but I've heard people.
But I see an independent many united in the chat, and we got red. Man, you're famous, Bonnie. I think you're famous. Look at all we got Moonchild up in here.
Oh, IMU's cool. IMU's been around a while.
yes, you have. You have.
Rescue, I see that one.
See, the difference between me and all the rest of this shit, like, I don't care what people think about me. I really don't. I come in, I like to, like, see what you guys talk about. I like to say hi. There are certain people I get along with, certain people I just don't talk to. And the thing of it is, you know, community is what you make it, right?
Yes.
And, like, so that's all I'm trying to do is, like, you know, not be such a piece of shit in my community, because I really am kind of a weirdo. But the thing of it is, you know, there's people. I guess it's harder and harder to find people you can trust nowadays, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. But nobody's gonna call you a weirdo here because nobody calls me a weirdo here, and it's either because
they call me one.
weirdos or because or I wasn't a weirdo at all. I don't know.
Oh, bro, Carl. First thing you got to know about me, bro. I'm just here for the chicks, man. I'm just here for the chicks, bro.
I totally get it, man. I did it all for the cookies.
Yeah, for the cookies. The cookies.
Yeah, we're all weirdos. What the heck?
I mean, I think we're a decent sample of America, right? And I'm being serious. Not everyone agrees on all topics. I think a lot of people are centrist with respect to, it's issue by issue. You might be right leaning, but feel like, well, this particular thing I'm good with over there, or left leaning, and then like, on this thing over there, I'm there. And so I like to see this. I like to see a spectrum of people getting together, laughing, talking about shit, and being realistic about it. We are all fucking Americans.
Wait a minute. You like that as much as you like weird stuff, like, aliens.
I love weird stuff. I haven't even got ones yet. But
I just want to see how you show up when it gets weird. That's all.
we are not each other's enemy. Like, I feel like there's a whole lot of talk about civil war and blah 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 blah. The fact is numbers wise, it's not American against American. It's us against them. Now, who is them? It might be the government. People are going to have different answers. It's the government. It's the X%. It's the newcomers. It's the religious group I don't like. It's the queer group I don't like. Like, us versus them is relative to each person. And that's baby back bullshit in the grand scheme of a civil war. Not going to happen. Like, we're all going to get shot down by trannies. Come on. That's total distraction.
When I was younger, dropping a tranny used to mean a wholly different thing.
Yes, that's in a bay with your truck. You're amazing.
Absolutely, Navy.
But I think you got to get out of that quagmire also, whether you're often in prepper groups or music groups or gun groups or psychological groups or comedy groups or whatever the fuck it is. You choose.
I'm not affiliated with any groups or organizations. Thank you very much.
I'm not either. That's kind of my point. We're all here together, man. And I don't think no matter what you think about any divisive topic, I don't think any American really.
See, why do I just gotta play devil's advocate? I fucking hate that, because I actually disagree, because I do align with certain groups, and there are certain groups I don't align with, and so like I don't.
Well, I'm not saying not to.
I pick a side, and so I'm just saying, like, I'm proud of the groups I'm with. That's all I'm trying to say.
You should be
with any group or organization.
Be proud of that. I'm not saying you should not be proud of what you believe in. That's the opposite of what I'm saying. I'm saying stand up for what you believe in.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna sit a fence and just like be kumbaya and shit. I'm gonna be like, hey, if I don't agree with you, I'm gonna tell you I
I'm
don't
not
fucking agree with you.
suggesting kumbaya. I'm saying stand by what you believe in. That doesn't mean that we're enemies. Just because I hate Arby's, and Bonnie goes, Virginia, I love Arby's. That doesn't mean we're enemies. It just means we disagree on that one thing, and I think that's where most of Americans are. It varies.
And that's where that old saying come from, Virginia. Here's to you and here's to me. If we ever disagree, well, here's to me.
Well, fuck you, Christine. I've been doing
Here's
that
me,
for
fuck you.
years. Yep.
Good to see you, Moose.
Get in the
Picking up the
caboose.
trend, huh?
Get it in your caboose.
But you know what? Talking these things out are how we find the solutions. Whenever you get all
Well,
the
if not you, yeah, the
perspectives
solution you
and
need
all
middle
the
ground for
different
sure.
points of view, then you can come up with a solution that's going to be good for all. That is not what the people who think they're in power are doing. They're trying to tell us what to do, how to
Yes.
think, how to do it, the whole 9 yards.
Exactly, Bonnie.
Yeah. The
It's
problem with
kind of
that
a First
is
Amendment thing. I
you're
can
never
see
gonna
what I
solve
want.
you're never gonna solve homelessness. You're never gonna meet
No,
middle ground. There are certain things you got to understand that you can do the best you can at, but you're never gonna have an absolute answer for utopia. Every person has a different idea of utopistic society, and that's the problem.
Yeah, that's true.
it's all about the me. What? I just started reading chat. Leave it to Huckleberry.
Right?
I
We
wish I
got
was in the
to choose our
chat so bad
battles.
right now because that's like my stomping grounds, man. I wish I was in the chat right now so bad.
Well, you're welcome to be wherever you'd like to be here.
Huckleberry's probably abusing me right now.
Dude,
He's like, I always knew he looked like that. What a
I
dork.
says that meat matters, yet he beats it all the time. It's weird.
How can you have any pudding if you don't beat your meat?
Balls deep.
You know? Come on.
As long as the ladies are laughing, I know it's all right.
Well, I'm just saying we got to choose our battles overall because you see a lot about all these foreigners coming in and other countries coming in and causing havoc, right? If that's the case, we in this entire we need to get together and kind of understand who the enemy is. And it might not be each other. That's my only point.
I don't think so much. Yeah, well, I know what you're saying, Virginia. I'm not trying to disagree with you. What I'm trying to say is like, I don't think there's so much focus on like this enemy like issue.
Mhm.
It should be more about like standards. Like, right? Okay, so what I'm trying to say is when the country set forth, we had our Declaration of Independence, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we had like the Bill of Rights, right?
Right.
And then we set up our Congress and we had amendments and this and that, right? And so what I'm saying is like there's none of that anymore. We don't it's the opposite. We write
It's
rebuttals.
because
We write rebuttals to the Constitution.
Mhm.
that's because was it Benjamin Franklin that switched that so there is a secret constitution that was created and it is under the corporation and that's what they use and of course they put it as the Constitution of the United States, it may say of America also, but it's to, it contradicts the original. And
That's that wasn't it wa- that's not definitely not Benjamin Franklin. It
why
was
is it
Benjamin Franklin
secret?
is a Benedict Arnold, but he was also quoted for many great lines. And I actually do like Benjamin. You might be right with that about there might be some kind of secret society or something, but the problem
There's
is
definitely a secret society.
yeah the problem is though why has it taken that long to enact? I don't know. Maybe JFK plays into it, the whole deal, whatever. But what I'm saying is like that's the problem currently is that we're not withholding our standards. That's the current problem.
Oh,
I
it was
agree.
great. Yeah.
I don't even know why I'm awake.
I don't either because I've been going to bed at like midnight at the latest out at my daughter's. But I got home and it's like, is anybody live? Oh my gosh, I have missed it so much. And Steve and Dave were live and we didn't want them to end, but they ended. And so I was like, Virginia. And she goes, where's Carl? And so I was like, okay, I'll go live. And so here we are, and y'all are here. It's great.
And I must have heard you because I don't know, I've been up since like 6:30 this morning or yesterday morning. Yeah, yesterday. I've been up a while.
Yeah.
I got into cleaning the shop, and that's bad news because I've been doing that for like the last 8 hours. Right after I work today, all right. So I get into something like that, and I don't want to stop. Start making progress, and I don't want to stop.
That's great, Carl.
I should have did laundry tonight. I ain't got no woman. Don't care.
Oh, maybe that.
You know, talk about laundry.
I'll find some clean chonies somewhere.
I've been
And
power washing stuff. You know, I've been power washing stuff, and it dawned on me: what if I lay a pair of pants out there on the concrete and power wash them? I bet that worked pretty good. I'm gonna try it tomorrow.
I power washed my jeans when they had oil stains on them.
Did it work good? I can just see it's gonna work. I can
You
just
got to use that
imagine.
purple super clean. You soak them with a little bit of purple power clean, whatever, and then you
Yeah, I got
pressure
some of
wash them
that
off,
stuff.
and shit, they look brand new jeans.
Now that's how a man does laundry, folks. All right.
Yeah, I done did it before. I did it.
There may or may not be a video of me toasting things with a propane torch.
Oh, what kind of
Maybe.
things?
Oh, what do you got? I mean, I could do hot dogs through fire. I could do Pop Tarts or toaster strudels, all kinds of things I could do with a torch.
No frozen food, man. Put something fresh up there. Do a chicken wing or something.
I could probably do that, but I got other ways that'd be better for that.
Bell pepper, whole bell pepper, whole bell pepper.
Yeah.
Did you gals see my video? Did you gals see that video I posted of my little son of a hibachi?
I did
don't-
not. I did not, unfortunately. I did not.
Well, you're not a gal either, but
I sure did not see it, Carl. Sorry.
no, I was
And
just wondering. It's this thing. It's this little cast iron folding grill, all right. And I had one when I was a kid, and I replaced it like 5 years ago. And man, I love this thing. I used to cook a lot of fish on it, and it was originally designed for charcoal biscuits and stuff. And there's also on my community page, I posted a 20-minute commercial from 1976 about this grill, and it's flipping hilarious. All right, but it's really a comedy kind of deal selling this grill back in the 70s. But anyways, I showed it how it works as a heater, a space heater and stuff. It's a cool little rig. I thought you would have, of all people, would appreciate it, Bonnie. That's all.
I will go back and look for it. I promise. Because
See,
I
that's the
just
decline of
went.
society. Women don't care nowadays. I actually appreciate a good, nice cast iron. And then you got a goddamn comedy fucking advertisement for it. That's the best on top of it. Shit, that's icing on the cake.
Yes, cast iron's the best. I will go back and look at it because
I just used, man, I've
yeah,
cooked stuff on pine cones and I'd go pick up some sticks in the yard and I got it up to grill a couple days on it. I mean, it's really economical when it comes to fuel, too.
clean machine. You just put that up today. That's why I didn't
Oh,
see.
that was just power washing. All the parts that are going to get bolted back into the truck, power washing them before they go back in.
Oh, well, I'm still going to go back and look for it.
It's
Thank
I
you.
don't know. I think I did one video where I was cooking. I've done a couple of those cooking burgers on that grill, but then I did a video of it. What do I call it? Shoot, I think I just called it "Son of Hibachi,"
I'll look.
which I got to admit the name made me giggle even when I was young.
Why? Why? Did you have some fascination or something?
No, it's you know what hibachi is, but this is a son of a hibachi. I mean, get it? Son of a hibachi. You know, now you're messing with a son of a hibachi.
Yes,
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
we had a huge family barbecue Saturday,
Well, I'm
and
going to tell you all still the secret real quick, all right? Because anybody who wants one of those grills, I looked them up and I found them throughout the nation on Marketplace, all right? On Facebook Marketplace. There are people that don't even know what they're worth. You can get a brand new one in Ohio for $50, all right? In the box, which I never even seen the box in like, 50 years. But they're on eBay for $150 to $250. But if you go on Facebook real quick before everybody else gets there, you might find one of those son of a botchies cheap and local.
that's really what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's a son of a hibachi grill. Yeah,
Oh, I
that's the real
thought you
thing.
made that up, Carl.
No, that's a real thing.
I'll be darned.
It's like a mini hibachi grill.
Yep.
All cast iron, like a little suitcase, folds up. You can use it for a heater. You can use it to bake, like in the oven. It's handy.
Rush to Facebook. I'll look later. I'll have to remember that. I'll be darned. So anyway, the barbecue Saturday. Kids, grandkids, it was awesome. And my brother left today, so it's going to be peaceful again. And
Are you saying your brother's annoying?
yes,
Oh, I love that. Let's pour some tea. Well, I mean, like it's a lot of family members too, and stuff. So it's just a lot of people, or just
what?
that one person when your brother comes.
My brother and his wife live in California,
Hmm.
and they've turned Californian, and
Wait. Time out. What exactly does that mean?
Okay, so they went from Texas to California.
well, my brother did. My sister-in-law's from Minnesota.
Okay.
And everything is about appearance and
And giddy up means an
So let
entirely
me help
different
you.
thing
Let me
in
help you out with the
California.
saying. Wait.
a lot of
Time out.
bragging.
Time out. Let me help you out with the saying. They trying to keep up with the Joneses. Is what they're doing.
I guess.
No, that's it. I'm from fucking California. You don't know that we don't know these motherfuckers? They trying to Jones it up. They keeping up with the Joneses. It's that simple. If that's what you want to say.
Okay, that's
So you
yeah.
could say it simple and cool like us. You'd be like, they
And
Jonesing. They
so,
Jonesing now. They Jonesing now.
so we're Texas and rural and country and small town. Uh, so yeah, there's a big difference. We'll just put it that way.
Yeah, you guys in Texas are all like, howdy, partner. And out there in California, they're like, totally, dude. They're
It
totally
depends
different.
on where in California, number one. I lived there. I've got family still there. But
That's true, but not true. But yeah.
okay. Well, dude,
It's-
California is a huge state. It's almost 800 miles long. There is a
Correct.
difference
yes,
where you are. But
Yeah.
what I'm asking, Bonnie, is are they hoity-toity? Like, are they yuppies, basically?
Yeah, she was wondering if they're like hippies and shit.
I
Yeah, are
wouldn't.
they no hippies or yuppies? Are they
Are
hippies
we
or
just
No, a
trying
yuppie
to
is a
get
young
D's to
urban
show up?
people
Is that what
that
it is?
the yuppie is very much different. Okay, well, anyways, I don't want to argue. Like, what I'm trying to say is Virginia wants to know if they're stuck up. That's what she's trying to
yeah?
say.
Are
Well,
Well, D's not stuck
what's
up. I know
weird?
some nice people in California, but there's some oddballs out there, right?
Okay, but what's weird is okay. What Apple Dumpling's saying. I'm reading some of the comments. They're they're he's Trump all the way. He goes to the rallies and everything. I mean, it's he's all in that.
Yeah, I just saw that Trump's coming to Flint.
She hates hearing anything about politics, or she'll stomp out of the room and blah 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 blah. Blah. But that's okay because Mama never liked her anyway.
Mama never liked her anyway. Is that what you just said?
That's
Nice.
What's
so
up, Andy? That's so shake. Being
it,
told to
it's
fix
just
you.
that flaunting that everything they did was perfect, and
Well, because she's from Minnesota, see?
it just uh, uh, 2 weeks, 2 weeks,
Don't you know?
2 weeks of
Don't you know? Don't you know?
yeah, he's
She's corrupting him. That's why. She's corrupting him.
oh, it's too late for that.
okay? So you're saying they're comparing themselves to others, or I was trying to
Yes.
put that together. Okay, so they're comparing.
They're Jonesing, Virginia. They're Jonesing. They're
They get
Jonesing.
with the Joneses, but that
Have a
could be a
good night. Thank you for coming by.
night Yankee. So it's about money, like they want to flaunt that.
It's about living that life, man. It's
Huh.
about getting the ducats, woman. You don't know about flossing, about the ding-a-ling-a-ling, cash money. Shit, we got all the sayings over here, motherfucker.
But the funny thing is, like, okay, when they bought their house, and then when we had our house built, it was, and when my brother came to see it, he was like, okay, this is the same thing we have in California, and you paid what? And he paid like 3 times as much
Oh
for
yeah,
pretty much the same thing.
yeah. No, dude, you're
Just
not
because
you're not wrong.
just because you got raped by the
Oh God, why do you got to do it to? Hey,
economy doesn't mean that it's
Bonnie, can I get some
better.
lube before you hurt me like this? Come on, give me some lube first. God damn.
But I'm just saying, just because you paid 3 times more than what I paid, it doesn't mean that it's better,
Right.
right?
That's
Yeah.
why I need the lube. That's why I need the lube.
Bonnie, I completely understand that. I have 5 siblings, and I have a few who that I don't know. They think they're better for various reasons. That's complicated, not just their houses or
And
whatever.
I
There's
Let me tell you, it's
yes,
just market and pricing, man. I'm not
yeah,
trying to
that's
brag
just
nothing.
one
I'm just doing it
example.
for simple comparison, right? I'm nobody special. This is why I'm bringing up this fact, because I'm just average Joe Blow. I got nothing. I'm not trying to like brag. I'm not trying to like fucking shame myself. This is just facts. I live in a fucking $500,000 house. Okay, nothing
Uh-huh.
special. 3 bedroom, 2 bath, track home, built in the '70s, whatever. Right, middle of town type shit. Comparable wise, the same property like Bonnie said, shit over there, man. Be like 120,000, maybe $150,000 home. So how do you go from 150 to 500 mil, or I mean 500,000? You know, like there's millions of dollars in the housing industry, and it's crazy how they rate this shit. You know, it's insane.
Yes, it is. But it's not just that. It's everything. Everything in California is way higher price than here.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like I have no choice.
So
This is
it's
the
no wonder.
Really,
situation
man.
I'm in.
I'm pretty high up here.
Well, it's no wonder that there's so many homeless people, though. Look how many people are losing their homes and businesses right now, and
Yeah,
that's what
but
I was
that's part of the economy and the inflation and everything else on top of it. But you know,
right.
the problem is though housing prices, they are super inflated in certain
Oh yeah,
areas. You know, which is like that's insane. Like you know, aren't we a nation? Aren't we 50 states? Like why is it like this place is more desirable than that place? Da 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 da. Like you know, and I'm not calling for standards. I'm just saying like I find it crazy that I live in something that you go somewhere else and it's like a quarter of the price, a third of the price, half the price, and it's like it's fucking insane. You know, like I just don't get that. But I mean, that's cool. Like I mean, I get it. Like shop quality, whatever. But yeah, you're right, Bonnie. You do have it easier there in Texas, housing wise, and like you're saying, when people brag about stuff, it's nothing special. Like I live in something that people would call super expensive, but my place is nothing special. It's not. It's not. It's the same. Or like you said, you probably have a better place than me, but it's just that's what my place cost me.
well, no, I'm not saying it's better. I'm just saying it's
Why are these ladies laughing so much? And I have no clue. Why
so
are these ladies just joking?
really
God, I wish I could read YouTube chat right now. Am I gonna have to end and read YouTube chat and come back up?
oh, God, as we're watching. Oh, no, you're
I need a job tonight.
Carl in his shop. He's in his shop.
Ooh, what's this? Is that a sewing machine? What is that?
Why are you guys laughing so much? Come on, help a brother out here. Jesus Christ, this is crazy.
Oh man.
It's contagious. I'm sorry.
And laughter is contagious. Sure. All right. The deal, I'll tell you, because I don't want you to think we're mocking you. So when you put your phone up a minute ago, it was really focused on your ear, but it looked like several body orifices. And so
Oh, okay.
it kind of was like, what is that? But it was just really close to your ear.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. Like I'm not used to this, so like I'm on
No,
my
it's all
phone.
good.
So when I was
It's
trying to
all
talk, I
good.
went like
We
I
all
was like,
enjoyed it.
oh, I was putting it into my ear so I could hear.
Yeah, we're not. We're literally laughing at that. It was.
There was a lot of hairs in there, probably too, huh?
Oh, it's
I'm
a
old. I don't
glorious
care.
goal.
Whatever.
Whatever it is, we enjoyed it.
My 20s are long gone.
I want
I'm
to
not trying
see
to be
what's going
sexy no
on.
more. I'm not trying to be sex me no more.
No, dude, you're good. You're good. It was just a funny moment. Wait,
What
what
are we
is that,
looking at,
Carl?
Carl?
How many grays were in there?
Moose knows what we're looking at.
I can't really tell. What is that?
It's his shop.
Well,
Some
of course,
equipment.
we know this, but the
That looks like
machine.
a Volkswagen or a Boxster engine almost. There's a bike.
That's good, Rusky.
Got his lawnmower. Somebody's got to cut the grass. Oh, cot. That's where you got to take your nap after lunch break.
That's what's up.
That's a sewing machine, Virginia. That's a sewing machine.
I got you, man. I'm with it.
I'm with it.
So, Carl, is this all for leather, for textiles, I mean, what range of projects?
Oh, well, this is just the back area.
Note to
Here,
self: do not do ear cam.
Yeah.
do a perimeter check on everything here while
I'm totally gonna rewatch this because, like, I figured it was weird too. I didn't even know that happened.
You'll get a
I'm an
good
idiot.
giggle.
I'm an
So
idiot.
some of it's like boat seats, Carl?
boat seat, tarps.
Okay. Oh, love it.
You got a sandblaster over there. Nice.
Leanna, good to see you.
Blast cabinet, I should say.
Oh, goodness.
There's my machine that I use all the time. That's the big one.
Oh, that's nice.
The big one. Do you got a nickname for it?
Right? The machine, a nickname machine. Don't tell us any other nickname.
It depends on my mood.
You don't call it Betty or B?
You bastard.
There's all the leather. There's about 80 or more hides in there.
Wow.
Full hides. Here's my canvas for tomorrow right there.
Oh, I bet the leather smells good.
Stuff everywhere, huh?
Yes.
So ribbons that you just showed, would that be trim? It was really fast. It's like a little
That
stand.
all those rolls, that's the binder that I sew on the canvas.
Okay. Wow.
This is my realm until the truck's done.
Oh, I can take it off. Wait, where'd you go? Where's the little finger?
He's on his.
Okay, Carl, you might be up there by yourself all night.
Nice. Nice. You stuck. You stuck them. You done stuck them.
Cute. Wait, I know how to do it. Right there.
I know how to do it.
There we go.
Nice. I think he's still muted though.
I didn't mute him.
I ain't muted. I'm just reading.
Oh, nice. Everything's good. Everything's good then.
I had to go back. I couldn't see the chat while I was walking around.
50 Shades of
The building is owned by a tool company, and they have a full shop on the premises on the other side of the property that is in operation. And they just keep their excess tooling over here in this shop.
I got to tell you, Carl, that's an impressive freaking skill. Seriously.
Yep.
Which skill, Virginia?
The sewing work that he does.
Oh yeah.
I don't understand how long I've known Carl. He's an artist. Not only does he have the sewing skills,
I'll be honest with you. I've seen him once or twice, but this is my first time meeting Carl.
Too.
So
Carl is
I'm enjoying this. I'm soaking it in.
Yep. He can work on vehicles. He can create and do patterns. Like, that's very difficult. I have a sewing machine. My mom used to sew all my clothes. It's not easy to make even a simple pattern, even a simple skirt, like 3 panels. It's not as easy as you would think it is. And he's very clean and precise.
Thank you, Virginia. I just tell everybody this way: you can do anything you put your mind to.
Yeah, but you also, I think there's
not a bad analogy. I always came from the term, determination and hard work will overcome anything. That was kind of my mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in most cases, nobody's going to do it for me.
That too. That like, yeah. If you want something done right, you better do it yourself.
Yeah, that's another good point. And do I want somebody to do it for me? Probably not.
Sure, random.
I think I'm so do it yourself that I even was thinking of a way I could bury myself.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
What?
I drew up a design for a do-it-yourself grave. I mean, what if I'm like the only one around, and I know it's coming.
So I got kind of a story about that. It's not really good or nothing, but it's just kind of something I think about still to this day because it kind of blows my mind. When I was like really younger, growing up, I come from like the machine shop, like engine industry. Oh, sorry, I got to do the ear thing again. Sorry, fucking idiot. I'm sorry. I put the phone to my fucking ear. Oh, see, I'm a boomer too. So this kid that I was working with at this machine shop, right? He's not so much younger than me, just a few years, but he had this Chevelle. He had this 1970 Chevelle as his car, as his baby, his first car. And then so working at the shops, we're building badass engines and whatever, this and that. And this motherfucker, dude, right? No lie, I thought he was joking when he first told me. This guy was probably every bit of like, oh my God, maybe 19, 20 years old. He's like, oh, I bought a plot. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, you know, like, because we're talking about like getting crazy and like James Dean type shit and all this and that, right? He's like, no, I got a plot, bro. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, when I fucking die, I bought a plot for my car. I'm getting buried in my car. I was like, okay, but true story. This guy was 20 years old. He fucking bought a plot for his 1970 Chevelle, and that's where he's going.
You
We
see
had
this book? You see this book?
Do it yourself coffins.
There you go. Yeah.
I love that. Oh man, that's okay. So it's building your own. But Carl, you were saying like where you would just die and fall into it, or what?
You might be hanging out in there a while if you know it's coming.
Is it going to be laying in a hole? And you're just going to run over to it? What?
Hey, I thought you all were prepared.
Carl, that's just a little way out there.
There's something to be said for the planning of it, though. I mean, you would save
Yes.
money, get if
I
that was a
get
skill you had, and put you into something like that. I mean,
Well, look at it this way: if you build your own coffin, then you get to put little stashes in there yourself. You know, you can take what you want.
make your own stuff. Yeah.
Imagine you put a refrigerator unit in that motherfucker.
Yes. Put in some
Boom,
safe.
Navy.
Could be like linen.
Navy gets the drum roll on that one. Curious how that book ends.
Right. Good night, Wild.
Hey, Bonnie, I
Good night,
appreciate you letting me cuss up in this too. You know, I try not to be too rude, but like sometimes I am.
You wouldn't believe what's said around here.
Yeah, man.
Oh no, I've actually left Doc Mac streams because of some things Virginia says. Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. I mean, they never get posted, so we go as far as possible. Yep.
I'm like, this woman crossed the line. I'm out of here.
No, Virginia don't ever do that.
No,
Never.
I'm just saying, like, there's some stuff, man. People get crazy, and I just like, I don't know, man. I don't get into all that stuff, you know.
You got
Virginia
that one,
is
Bonnie?
very interesting. Excuse me.
You got this book, Bonnie?
Do what?
You got this book? Everybody should have that book.
Back to basics. Book.
I got mine in like 1982 or something, but this book has everything that we've ever talked about: homesteading, prepping, canning, log cabins. I mean, there's anything you can, reflector ovens. I mean, anything you can think of. This is the basic beginners. I don't know. I'd say it's like anybody who's starting to get into this stuff. They get this book, they'll be way ahead of the game real quick. You know, it teaches just so much stuff: how to skin, how to tan hides.
Huh.
Oh,
What year
this is
was
the
that?
Pepper's Bible. All right, that's what this is all about. It's a Reader's Digest, back to basics, and that pretty much would be. Let's see. I don't see a date out there, but
Or the front? Yeah.
That book looks like it's from the 80s.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
Maybe late 70s, but at least 80s.
It's a good book. I recommend it. If you don't know it, get it.
I love those kind of books. And if like thrift stores are the gold mine, you never know what you're going to get. And in the Habitat for Humanity in my town, all books are $2. It doesn't matter what section, hardback, softback,
Nice.
whatever, $2. And you can find
That's good.
so much shit in there, dude. And the Boy Scout books, as old as you can get them, Boy Scout books. Nowadays, thrift stores like cherry pick certain books because they're collectible. So it might be difficult to find older of that, but Boy Scout, other guides, $2, a wealth of information for super cheap. Put it on your shelf. Forage plant, like plant foraging books.
I just miss the skill though, like, because I remember like my grandma used to do canning like all the fucking time, man. And then like my mom and my aunts and all that, like the next generation, they like did none of it. They didn't do any of that.
Right. It's funny you say that because I learned canning through my grandmother and great grandmother, but my parents, as much as the culture was into preparedness, never really taught me that.
Yeah.
It's like it skips a generation or two. It really is.
Well, the reason it's funny for me too, it's like a stupid joke. Like you guys don't care. I'm just gonna say my stupid corny joke because it's funny to me. Because so my grandma was always canning, right? And then there was ball and mason, right? So she liked mason jars, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I have a brother, and his name is Mason. And like I always fucked around with that because, like you're saying, like, you know, mom, grandma were helping, whatever, canning. And anytime we talked about canning, like when grandma's canning, I was like,
Right.
yeah, she always does that, right? Because your asshole is the size of a mason jar. And like, you know, it was just the funniest shit, dude, to me, right? And like, like it was just, yeah, I don't know, just whatever.
Oh, those are sweet, Carl. Tom Brown's
He used to get so
awesome.
fucking mad, dude.
And how is your asshole the size of a canning jar? And ironically,
That's
now
why it was a joke. That's why it was funny.
canned parts.
That's why it was the funny joke. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right. No, I get it. I get it. It was some good values.
My grandpa used to read the Farmer's Almanac every fucking day, dude.
Yep. I love the almanac shit.
This author here has been one of my favorite authors for many years. He just passed away a couple weeks ago. I was really sad to hear about it. He was raised by his full-blooded grandfather, a Native American in the Pine Barrens of New Jersey. And if you read those books I just showed you, you may believe, like I do, that a good portion of the New Jersey Devil sightings was probably Tom Brown Jr.
Wait, hold on. The New Jersey Devils sightings were what?
I'm telling you that this guy that wrote those books, that he just passed away, he trains military and law enforcement and tracking skills. He did for years and years. He had a training school, and he would train the elite how to track people and other things. And when he was a child growing up, even later, I suspect, but when he was growing up in the Pine Barrens of New Jersey, they used to do some things for fun, and it made people believe it was the New Jersey Devil. You ever heard of the Jersey Devil?
Yes, that's why I'm asking
Well,
to clarify. Yeah.
well, a lot of times that was Tom Brown Jr. in the woods at night with his buddy.
Oh. Okay. Huh. Huh. Interesting.
Read those books; they're worth it, man. All the Tom Brown field guides are great. You know,
There
most
are
field
some.
manuals, survival manuals, whether they're technical or field manuals, they're dry. There's no entertainment there at all. It's just information. But this guy put some entertainment in it. All right. So
Yeah,
it is.
I was just say there are some good books in the world, like just to read, like just for like entertainment purposes.
What's up, Double Dog? Prepper, not Double Dog. But we usually see it's the other Double Dog.
I want to tell Bonnie she doesn't know something, but like she's popping my cherry in this community. Like I don't really go up much on panels and streams and stuff, but I really felt comfortable with this, and so I appreciate y'all. That's all I'm saying.
I told you we're just as weird as you are.
No, no. What I mean is like this is, you know, I don't really do all this stuff, right?
And
And like,
I don't think there's anybody that could weird Virginia out. Just saying.
no, no,
No,
no, no, for sure. Like Virginia's cool. That's part of what I was like felt comfortable was because Bonnie's like, yeah, Virginia's down and da 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 da, and I'm like, I'm down. Like, fuck it, I'll do it. Like there's nothing wrong with going on panel. You're just talking to people. You're just talking to people.
that's what's up. We need to have people just talking to people again, like going to the pub or going, kind of sadly in my town, right? I used to be a pub crawler, which I really enjoyed, but I lived in an apartment that was a block away from several pubs. I was a bartender for years. I was on a pool league. Like I was that bitch crawling home sometimes because I only lived the next building down.
But yeah,
But there was something pure about that because people just got together, bullshitted, talked, and it wasn't explosive or divisive, or there was no expectations of, well, if you don't agree with me, then we can't be friends and finish out the evening. Like, no. Um,
Right.
that's what we need more of. And the reason I said sadly is because they've all shut down. They're completely closed out, shut down. You can find like a bar somewhere in a Mexican restaurant, but as far as like a little pub or a little spot like 20 years ago where I am, they're gone. And I suspect that has happened in quite a few places, small towns even, because I'm in a small town. That's part of the reason they're shut. um, but
We
we don't
still have.
have interaction anymore.
yeah, it's crazy. I feel that, Virginia. I feel that.
We have. So, like this is a little town, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 or 5 bars with pool tables. It's it's kind of crazy. Wait, one of them doesn't have pool tables. They do bingo and trivia night,
Right?
and
And there used to be like whole pool where the whole business was just pool. It wouldn't be a club. It's like just a pool. What were they called? Like I can't think of it right now, but they were all over, and then there would be like 12 pool tables in there, and that's all they did. That they just go in there and bullshit.
Oh, well, they used to do
It wasn't just a
tournaments too
bar.
and
It
all
was
that.
like a golf club, but it was for pool.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah, like I said,
recover.
they used to do teams and tournaments.
Yeah, going into practice because tourney times were only like a bowling alley, kind of like a pool alley, but it was a bowling
Yeah.
alley. They had certain hours for tournaments, but for the most part, because I used to skip school, I would leave.
go to the game room.
Yeah,
Yeah, same. And
go
that,
there at like I don't know, $4 or a quarter a
that
game, or whatever it was. It was worth it.
I
I
love
can make
playing the
money
tournament.
putting new felt on those.
Do
The
what?
felt.
Said I can make money putting new felt on them tables.
Yes, you
Oh,
can.
hmm and
Oh
that's
God. Oh
difficult to
God.
get
Oh
it.
God. Oh God.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say this stupid. You guys ain't gonna like it. Y'all heard of an Alabama mud flap?
Is that a
Okay, I'm
sex?
gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm sorry.
Mud flat.
Well, my
Alabama?
boy told me a story about a pool table and an Alabama mud flap and felts, and it was, yeah, okay. It's an involved situation.
You know, you can't do that here. You can't just come up here and start telling a story, but they then don't tell us the story.
I mean, finish the job, sir. Sweep the knee. What is
Well, I don't want to steal my friend's joke or his story because I wasn't there. It's just some story my friend told me. But
Just say
apparently,
it in a way that
I'm
it's
gonna
like
try. Carl, cut me some slack. I'm trying here. I'm trying to build up the courage. Okay, listen.
Colorado campfire.
Apparently, there was this thing called an Alabama mud flap, and I don't know what it is. I don't know where it comes from. That's where I fucked up with this. But what it was there was some bikers. It was a biker bar, right? They're all twacked out. They decide to get froggy on the pool table, right? They go on
Oh,
69, right? And then all of a sudden, the woman breaks loose in the dude's face. And he busts up.
Oh,
He
I am
busts
not
up.
going to recover that pool table.
And yes, it's on the pool table. He busts up. They're like, da 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 da, whatever, right? He runs out front and shit. They're like, what happened? He's all, that Alabama bitch mud flapped me.
wow.
And then apparently, don't play scratch on that pool table no more. It needs to be felted.
yeah. Yeah. I've seen similar, but it wasn't mud. Yeah. Yeah.
Just burn that pool table. It ain't worth saving.
Oh my goodness, I don't know where y'all hang out. Nope.
I owned a pool table for a while, and a friend of mine did too. But mine, so I worked at a restaurant as a bartender, and the restaurant went out of business, and they still owed me money. They owed me a paycheck and some tips and stuff like that. And because they had nothing, I knew I was not going to get anything out of it. So instead of getting super angry, I was like, okay, well, you owe me X amount. Give me that pool table and I'll just let it go. So they did. And this was a pool table. It was a custom made pool table. It cost them, I think, about $4,000. And this was
Whoa.
almost 20 years ago. This was around 2007. And it had leather baskets. Like, it didn't run on quarters because it was more of a posh restaurant, and they go out of business all the time because it's
You were only like 10 years old.
What's that?
So you were only like 10, right?
No, right, exactly. I was only like 10. I was just their sweetheart. No,
But
like,
it sounds like a real. It
At
sounds
that
like
time,
a
I
real
thought
billiards table, like the real deal.
yeah, oh, it was glorious. It had the leather baskets. It was black and
Yes.
it had beautifully carved legs. And Eimer's right, though. Moving a pool table is a bitch because they are all heavy. If
Oh,
there
they
was
suck. You gotta tear them apart half the time.
Yeah.
That ain't nothing. What are you doing in a couple weeks, Amir? I got this giant hot tub here we got to move. I could use the help.
Just get a saw, tear it apart, and take it to the dump.
No, this guy paid 12 grand for this thing. All right. This is one of them super duty. There's a stereo built into it. I mean, it's got everything. All right. And the guy bought it brand new and never even hooked it up. And here it sits in the shop.
What are you showing us?
Was he shaking a drink? What
I
are you
was just getting a fresh beer.
Oh,
I'm gonna hook
Just getting a fresh
this
beer.
hot tub sits here too much longer. I'm hooking it up for myself.
shaking? Yes, Eimer, that slate. And a lot of them are more than one piece of slate. And you can't just manhandle a pool table. It'll set it off balance. It can
Wait, you're supposed to woman handle a pool table nowadays.
Dude, well,
You're
that's
not
kind of my
PC.
point. Is
Come
that I
on.
had friends. It wasn't my pool table, but I had a friend with a pool table, and there were activities that occurred on it that created staining that was very uncomfortable to continue to play around, but felt be damned, we did it. But there were bleach stains all over the top of the damn thing because they tried to clean up the refuse and evidence, you know. Good times. Good times.
You know that's just rock with a piece of felt over it, right?
It's all right, man. You know, sometimes you got to buy a ticket for the rat on the flipping side. You know.
Yeah. It was bleached on the 3. It had been cleaned up, but the previous deposit might have been something else. Mm-hmm.
It didn't get mud flap though. It didn't get mud flap. That's all that matters.
God. Yeah, that's rough. That is rough.
Alabama style.
Rough. So, Carl, you were talking about books a while ago, and
I'm not going to tell any pool table stories.
No
you gotta now.
No more felts.
You gotta tell us now, Carl.
I worked at a lot of bars, Virginia, and who always closed those bars? Who's always the sober one at the end of the night? Yeah, I've seen a lot of stuff.
Yeah. 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 I closed a lot of bars too, and you really see it. Man, the term hello nurse is a real thing because people, and when you have bar flies, right? There were some bars I worked, there'd be people there at open, like 10:30 in the morning, and still there at close. And over the course of the day, you learn everything about them. And it takes, over months and weeks. I mean, you learn everything. I have heard confessions to murder. I have heard
have you noticed that listening to Virginia, have you noticed that listening to Joe Biden is like listening to a drunk person when you're working at a bar sober?
I think it sounds like a senile old man. I honestly don't harbor anything negative toward Joe. I feel a little sorry for him because I think he's legit senile. When I see Kamala,
I know a little bit too much about his past to feel sorry for him.
She's ready to go. Biden, I don't know if anyone saw the clip today where he put on a Trump hat. He was at some, I don't remember which stage, and he put that hat on and he kind of like made a little joke and whatever. That's really funny, actually. And you could see a little twinkle in his eye of finding it hilarious. And I said in, I think Steve's earlier, I never thought I would say I kind of miss Biden, but after watching her, I kind of do.
Was that the same twinkle when he embraces children?
Oh, dude, that's not. I'm talking in the moment. No, I know his egregious actions.
Do you think these people could really be doing this on their own? Do you think that Joe Biden or Kamala, either one of them, could have got where they are on their own? Do you think that they're running anything on these people? Are just this to me? This is absolute proof that they're just puppets. All right,
they're total puppets. Total puppets.
I think
they're not the one behind the wheel at all.
I think he can't stand her. Seriously.
That's something I never thought of before, but it was brought up kind of recently. It's been coming around. I could see that being a thing. I bet Jill cannot stand her either. Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic.
Well,
Because
because she's richer. She has more wealth. Do you understand that?
right now she has more power.
That's no, not power. What I'm saying, Jill is in a better place. She has more wealth.
Oh, I
She has
thought you meant
zero
Kamala.
power
Okay, gotcha.
than
Yeah.
Kamala. So, like, yeah. So, like, obviously, there's a divide, right?
Yeah, but I don't think that's it. I
No,
don't think,
that's a wholeheartedly it. It's
It's
passing the
really
torch.
weird that she was once his babysitter because it looks like she's his mom now.
no, I meant, I don't think Joe likes Kamala at all.
He never even knew who she was.
Right. No, I agree with Bonnie. I don't think he likes her at all either. I think some of these
He
people are
doesn't.
put
He never
together.
knew who she was. He
Yeah,
doesn't care about her.
yeah, agreed.
Wait, a minute, come to think of it, throughout the last 4 years, how many times have you seen them together? You know, when they're like at a news conference or anything. When they're have you seen them? Because I don't remember seeing them together a lot.
Uh-uh. And do you remember how everybody went so crazy over Trump walking ahead of the Queen?
Yeah,
I saw Kamala walking ahead of Joe.
right.
Yeah.
Ain't allowed either.
People are ridiculous, dude. The Queen gestured. If you watch the whole clip, she
Yes,
gestured to him. Hey, I don't know if they were on a
to examine the
tripod, but
military or
yeah,
the guard or
and he
whatever
was
it was.
all here. Yeah,
Yeah,
he didn't forcefully do that, and I honestly never started looking at him as a possible positive choice until the media started making him a monster. And this was 5 years ago, or, even before COVID. I noticed that pattern. Like, man, they're really shitting on this one dude. It just doesn't, that tells me something right there. So I'm not
right.
sucking the dude's dick. It took time for me to go, wait a minute, there's definitely a bias here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still to this day. I mean, it just keeps on.
We're in interesting times because it kind of seems like the media is who elects now because it's the public. Whatever you see in front of you, just believe. The movie Requiem for a Dream, where
Oh,
the
yeah.
mother is addicted to that preacher dude and he's all be excited, hands her a few pills and then be excited, and she's just fucking like mesmerized, eyes full circles. That's what I see going on.
Yeah. Scary times. To me, it's, I don't know.
Well, yes and no. I mean, in the in-game scenario, there's a lot of time to play out, but in the real world, it's kind of happening. So,
Hmm.
Did you see those women testifying? Was it in Congress or the Senate about? I think the whole no, because some of it was about abortion. I think I don't know, but I know most of it was about immigration, and they were given their experiences with it, and um, I think every one of them had lost a child to murder by somebody that
Mm.
here illegally. And one of them was a migrant herself, but she was saying how they came here and how they worked their butts off and would never do anything like that. But I don't know. I can't remember what it was. I shouldn't have brought it up.
No, dude, yeah. Let it come to you. Maybe it'll evolve out. Like, we are inundated with so much information and so many opinions and so much commentary, and then ads and life being chaotic and social media and kids needing this and that. That, dude, I forget details of shit all the time, but if it comes
Yes.
to you, bring it back up. That's part of the plan, is to keep us being like, oh, I don't remember what I saw that affected me. No, fuck it, you might remember.
No, I know what affected me. These were all children
Yeah.
that were murdered. And that's why I was watching it. But it, it was at Hawks. That's where it was. He was showing the video.
I think population is too big now, to be honest.
I don't think that's it. I
No,
think
I'm
we
not
just
talking about that. You don't understand what I'm saying. I think there's too many people in the world today that have beliefs and access to travel and society. Like, I guess what I'm trying to say is that, man, maybe I should do some research on this. But if you go back like 50 years ago, 100 years ago, 200 years ago, right? Like, the population has obviously grown. And people with beliefs, right? Because they have to live in their cultures. And let's all admit, under 200 years, cultures have changed.
yes,
50 years, cultures have changed. And so, what it is with that change, that population growth, and the change in beliefs, people are doing now what is called inundated. Okay, so they're going into societies which are not their norm, because that's just their situation, because they've outgrown, or their belief or their social standards are not conducive to to productivity. Like everybody has to live. We all have to eat. We all have to survive. We all have to live in this world, right? And like, it's what I'm trying to say is, it's part of the simple fact is, like, just look at the Muslim growth in the European societies over the last 5 years, right? And like, you're not going to tell me that now people and government agencies are kind of smarter. Like there's other countries, they're a country for a reason. They're not stupid. They have their standards, they have their laws, they have their president, right? So we're not the only country that has standards. So other countries, you're not. This is where I kind of believe, what Trump is saying, where other people just like discount it as banter. There are other countries that are literally being like, "Hey, we have this problem here," like Venezuela or this and that or whatever, like with like a lot of criminal activity, right? So we're trying to like raise a society of people to be productive, but we have these undesirables. We have these criminals. We have like, and we can't. We don't have the infrastructure or the resources to imprison them. We can't keep them. Like under conviction, and control them and feed them or do whatever humanitarily. So, you know what? Fuck these motherfuckers. We'll deport them. Let's throw them out. Let's just say, hey, you know what? You're convicted of a crime here. You can't live here. Get the fuck out. Right? So I do believe that America, land of the free, and I'll be honest, like, I think Canada has a more huge problem than we do. That they're getting a massive influx of people that are undesirable from other countries. Just saying. Just saying.
I don't know. Last count I saw that they'll tell us is 300 or 350,000 children unaccounted for that have crossed the border. That is massive. And we all know We know what they do. It's
Yeah.
so, I guess that's what got to me the most about the debate too, was her acting like the what they've done in the past 3.5 years with immigration has been overflow. It has been they haven't been vetted. They haven't been processed in any way to see if they're here for good or evil. They're just coming in, just
Uh-huh.
Asylum.
unchecked.
Mhm.
And I don't know, that's the concern to me. And but she was just acting like, oh, no, that's not happening. We don't have a problem.
I
Every
don't
time,
know if anybody here did watch the full debate or not, but there was one thing that Trump said that got my attention during that debate. And that's when he said, she's going to take your gun. All right.
Yep.
What
And
he
no, I'm a
said,
gun owner. I'm a gun owner.
well, he said it with such conviction. And the way he said that, to me, he's well informed, probably better than we are about their plan. And I'm very suspicious of the way these shootings happen and all of this. And I really think they expected him to be out of the picture by now, and they would have been running this full narrative because we still are armed to the teeth. Right. And that's the only thing that's really going to keep them from rolling over us like we're not even here. All right. That's what they plan to do. It's clear to me
Well,
that they
Carl,
can
do you
expect
know
fully to
Carl?
win.
Do you know a little known fact?
I might know a couple. I don't know. Which one do you refer
I'm
The
not
to?
American
saying that.
populace, the American populace, is the most armed militia in the world.
Mhm.
That one I did know. You know, behind every blade of grass. Oh, just the ammo sales in the last, 5 years. But it's just that to me, that side looks like they're so convinced that they're going to be in control of this whole thing that they're just rolling on with their plans. And, nobody seems to be doing anything much about it. All right. And
Well, she's a gun owner. It's okay. She's a gun owner, Carl.
Yeah,
right.
she did.
Well,
She's a gunner.
yeah.
But I
I
think that part of here is the language that they're using. The guns are not going to be taken away. The language is assault weapons.
Yes,
And the implications of that. That's why you see the shootings happening with specific types of weapons. And she has used language suggesting that she will immediately take away assault weapons, or even sometimes they say weapons
with
of
great
war.
credit.
That's where the difference is. So in her retort, oh, we're not taking your guns. No, but they don't consider assault weapons in the Second Amendment.
Well, I
What
mean,
they
I'm
define,
probably a little biased here because I think everybody should be allowed to have grenade launchers if they want them. I mean, have it in
I
one tank.
understand they're
that's what the
using certain
Second Amendment.
words because
I got all glitchy. I couldn't hear you, Virginia.
I couldn't either.
oh, sorry, they are changing the definitions of words or the implications of words because that's how law gets changed. Is in what they define as this or that. And at some point, the problem is, okay, all right, do an assault weapons ban. Let's say automatic, whatever, right? But at some point, you could call a butter knife an assault weapon. So
Exactly.
it's really important to them to change the definition of that term, maybe slowly over time or whatever, but it's all about that thing in your head, assault weapon. And at some point, I mean, we see this in certain parts of Europe, in
That's
Australia,
that's
and what
that's their
have you.
whole MO though, Virginia, is they change a
Yeah,
narrative to
that's
fit
right.
their
Mhm.
rules. They want to play their game and they change the rules to play their game.
They're changing the meaning of the words to do that because that's what gets it into the law. In 100 years ago, roughly 100 years ago, in I think it was the Oxford, terrorism was defined as government by tyranny. That's not what it says anymore, if it's even in there. But they slowly morph the way we define certain concepts.
Yes.
It ends up in the law, in our legislation.
On everything, not just the guns.
Excuse me. What?
The Jews, everything away from us. That's what I mean by the commies that are just rolling right over us. Like, the Constitution doesn't exist and we have no Bill of Rights and the American people have no say because we're,
Yep.
inferior deplorables to their elite,
I think I
cabal.
brought that up either before you came in or right when you came in. That's our problem nowadays in society, is that we don't hold our established values.
Right. And what are values? They're relative.
No, it's
Yeah,
like
guys, let's
Carl
just
said, it's
hold
the
all that
Constitution of the
stuff to
United States.
me.
It's our Bill of Rights. It's our legit. It's written in Declaration. It's our Constitution.
The problem is in interpretation, and they are reinterpreting.
No, Virginia. It's our established. We have rules and amendments, and we don't abide by them anymore.
Right. Is
They
anybody else?
write
I got a
laws to
question
rebut
for
them
everyone.
now.
Does anybody else feel like we're coming down to the wire to a point to where really I'm not, that stuff was all on my radar before, all this current events, everything going on in the news, these debate, all this stuff, they don't mean much to me right now because I feel like I only have a couple months left to be ready for whatever's coming. And I feel like no matter what they do, what happens, there's still going to be something going down here. I mean, it's like I've said this many times here, even
The
on this
boog, the
panel, but
boog ain't gonna happen, dude. I'm
no,
telling you, man.
listen, I'm not done. What
The
I'm
boog
saying
ain't
is,
gonna happen.
if the right wins, the left is going to go off. If the left wins, the right's going to go off. And if they steal this election again, which I do, it's like they're going to, they
They
sure are
probably will.
trying,
They probably will still.
right? That it's going to finally piss enough people off to where it's going to create a real problem, all right, which people are
No,
going
no, no.
to.
That won't happen unless people have to like go fight for bread, dude.
Well, I think all that stuff's coming. I really
It
do.
might be coming, but it's not going to be in the next few months.
Oh, I think the perfect trigger event is approaching us. That's how I feel. That's how I felt all year. That's what I'm just preparing for. I want to be ready for
You're not
whatever
wrong
is
for it. I'm
coming.
not knocking you, bro. I'm just saying like it's not gonna be soon is the problem. That's what I'm trying to say. Is people are slowly
We
getting
can do optimism.
like we brought up
But
the point
yeah,
earlier with like gasoline, right? We're getting like price conditioned, right? We're getting conditioned. We're getting conformed, and that's what I'm saying. We don't abide by our standards anymore. We don't even abide by our law anymore. We're getting conditioned to this shit, right? There, it's a slow defeat. They're like laying this platform about this and that and go low and do this and understand this and it's leveling you down, right? It's classic divide and conquer, but the problem is it's a slow divide. They're trying to divide the intelligent from the stupid and the willing from the willing not.
well,
And what
they've
it is
been
it's
doing
more
that.
about it has
They've
nothing to do
been.
with money anymore. It has nothing to do
This
with
is,
money
but
anymore.
this is
It has
how I see
everything.
it. All right, I see in a
Carl,
whole different way of this. All right, than you're seeing. This is how I see it. They released a
you just said
bioweapon
in a
on
few
it.
months, bro.
Yes, that's right, and it's been years
You're
of this
The
wrong.
leading
You're
up to it.
deal,
And
wrong.
that's what I'm trying to
the
say
deal,
is they keep
like,
ignoring all this shit. They stole the last election. They
Duh.
persecuted patriots. They released a bioweapon. They gave us a poison cure. They letting illegals come in by the millions. All right, this stuff has all been
You're
allowed,
proving my
and it's
point
been
for
going
me.
on.
Like what I'm trying to say,
It's
it's
going
a
to come
slow
to a head,
conditioning.
man.
They're conditioning us to a standard to where they have total control.
They've been doing that for a long time, all right. But this is all coming to a head. I really feel it.
Yeah, but the boog ain't gonna happen with this election. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Mm, I'm. I hope you're right.
I'm not saying I'm against it. Hey,
No,
I'm all
I
for the
mean, in
boog.
a way, I
Come
hope
at
you're
me,
right. But
man. Come at me, bro. You know,
in a
I'm all for
way,
the boog.
I'm
What
kind
I'm
of like
saying is
so
it ain't gonna
sick of
happen
the
with Trump.
corruption. Well, that's what I mean. They already tried to kill him, all right, and they've done everything they could do to try to remove him from the equation, and he's still there. So who knows what they're going to pull? And when I say it's coming, I mean not just because of the election. It's because of a lot of
What's
factors. All right,
coming is
they
more
can't let
conditioning.
him in
What's
there.
coming? What's coming is more conditioning. Be prepared for that. That's what's coming.
How come? How come they are not all throwing a hissy fit that someone tried to assassinate a former president? How
Because
come
it's
that?
conditioning. It's the opposing candidate. It's no big thing because they got the agenda. Their candidate is more important. It's condition. You guys are not listening to what I'm trying to say, but I mean maybe you are. I don't know. What I'm saying is this is a slow process. We are in the middle of this process. It'll happen for many more years. That's the
It's the
problem.
frogs in the pot thing. I know what that is. I mean, I think people are ready to jump out
I
of that.
agree we need to stop it now? Yes, I agree we need to stop it now. The problem is that this is the boat we're in and nobody wants to recognize it.
Boy, I
Yes,
hear
we
a lot of different
recognize
people
it, and
saying otherwise.
so it's. But each time there's going to be some major event. We've seen that 2020 had several. They're going to keep doing something major, and we expect something to come before
But
or
that's but
during this election. It's going
Bonnie,
to be an
that's
event.
where you're
I'm
right.
not
The
saying
problem
it's going to be the end all be all.
no, but Bonnie, that's where you're right but wrong is you're right because yes, they have been doing this. You're wrong because like Carl saying, people need to do something and they won't. They just literally will not revolt. There has to be a fucking revolution and it just will not happen.
And that's just it. So, when is the last time America came together as one?
Well, I mean, depends on how you
1776?
say it. Well, you can say it 9/11 even, all right? But you can,
No.
yeah, you can. Yes, you. I mean,
Yes,
it depends on how
9/11.
you look at it. It depends on how you look at it. I mean, you got
No,
Everyone,
they put out conspiracy theories like an hour after. I'm not believing in 1911 or 9/11 at all. I mean, I know what it is. I know it was a
a
tragedy.
few
It
did.
was something that could have been avoided. You guys again. You guys are proving my point for me. You guys, you guys are don't understand the big picture of timeline. Like you guys just want to place blame at events.
What did you
No,
do in the
it's you
morning?
let
What
the
did
events
you do
build,
the
and
day
then
of
when something
9/11,
happens, you
brother?
cry about it. It's like crying
What
over
did you?
spilt milk. Like literally, if you see a gallon of milk on the counter and you see a toddler playing with it, don't let them play with it until it spills. Pick it up from the toddler, get them a glass, eat them some cereal, whatever. You know, like, dude, this is shit that is going on, and people just don't see the warning signs.
Are you in Southern California?
What does it matter? I'm in Northern California. I'm in Southern California. I'm in Central California. What the fuck does it matter? I'm in California.
The
It
world
matters.
will be destroyed by those who do nothing, is what he speaks of.
It matters because you have the opportunity to change your state.
I have the opportunity to change my state anytime I want. Fuck, I can move to Russia right now if I want. Like, this
I
means nothing to me.
about
The
that.
problem is I do what I have to do to survive. I'm in a condition with my world. Maybe I have depression. Maybe I have whatever. I'm gonna live my life regardless of y'all motherfuckers. I'll tell you that right now.
But you
Well, we're
just
not
I'm
all
just an outside.
motherfuckers
I'm just an
either,
outside guy
brother.
looking in. I see the world. I see the big picture. I have a little bit of experience now that I'm an old fucker, right? I don't have, I'm not like some fucking young buck or nothing no more, right? But I got nothing to prove. I guess is what I'm trying to say, right? But
but
the
you
thing of it
just said
is
we're
listen.
not doing anything.
What do I need to do? I'm not going to be president of the United States. I have no desire to do that.
You don't have to be president to do anything. You said we are not doing anything. And I beg to
I
differ.
never said we. I said when the populace. I said people. I never said we.
Okay.
There's a lot of this populace that is fed up. All right, there's a lot of the populace that has had it.
I already told Carl I believe in the boog. Fuck, I fucking let it burn. Let's go. Let's go, bro.
Well, that's a whole different thing. There is a lot of people that just want to see the world burn. And that can come into play too.
Yeah, but I'm a lover, not a fighter, and that's where people fuck me up, man. Because I talk my shit. I'm a strong man. I'm a decent man. I'm not the strongest guy in the world, right? There's other guys that are bigger than me, whoop my ass, and the whole deal. But what it is, I have my beliefs, I have standards, I have values, I have faith, and society does not conform to any of that now. There's zero mutual respect. I mean, I'm a little bit of a hippie. I believe in live and let live.
I'm
But
part hippie.
but the government has, I'm on their radar if I'm like that. Like that's the problem. Government is too strong, and people don't realize that. That's the point I was trying to prove.
It's okay.
All I'm trying to do, the only point I was making is I think people better be prepared in a lot of ways, in every way they can be.
It
You're
is.
Spiritually,
You're right, Carl, but be prepared for what though? I'm telling you, not in a few months. It's going to be a while, but they better be prepared for sure. Because at the end
I
of the
would
day,
say
the government,
that
like I said, the government ain't going to treat them right. The government is not the answer, man.
No,
no, I
but
never thought it was. The only thing I want from my government is to be protected from other foreign governments. Period.
burning it down's not the solution either.
No, I
Well,
mean
I don't know how you guys appreciate Fight Club or not, but
that's why they
I
can't
wouldn't be
let
bad
him
if
in
Fight
there.
Club happened. Fight Club happened.
That's
Shit,
why they
I'd be
can't let
happy,
him
man.
in there, man. That's what I was trying to say. They can't afford to let him in. They, he's going to tear it all down. He's going to
Yep.
scatter it to the wind, just like JFK said, all right? When he said that 2 weeks before they killed him, to scatter the intelligence agencies to the
Yep.
wind because it's all corrupt. All the systems are corrupt.
Yep.
And Trump knows it, and he's been up against it. And if he gets in there, he's said it. All right,
That's why the
they
whole drain the
know.
swamp, and we ain't heard no swamp talk. Where's the swamp talk?
Oh, last time I heard him talk about the swamp, he says, "Well, the swamp was a lot deeper than we thought."
Yeah. Well, I agree. Those fuckers are worldwide, Carl. World fucking wide.
Well, that's it. We are the last bastion of freedom on this planet. We stand in the way of this new world order that they want so badly, and that's why our Constitution and our none of that means anything to them. They want us to fall in line and comply. All right,
That's
and
what I said. Yep.
that's just not the
Fuck that.
American way. All right,
Yep.
and we'll see. We'll
Neil,
see.
who did you vote for governor of California?
Which election?
How about last four?
And it's Schwarzenegger 1, Schwarzenegger 2.0. I actually signed the deal to throw out Gray Davis.
To who?
Yeah, you want to talk? Fuck Jerry Brown. Fuck Gray Davis. You know what? Schwarzenegger did his best. 1.0 is good. 2.0 sucked. We got this Newsom motherfucker. I don't even know how he got in. That motherfucker should have been ostracized and hung when he was in fucking San Francisco. So don't call me out. Don't ever fucking call me out. If you don't know what you're talking about, don't call me out.
I'm not calling you out. I'm just wondering who.
Yeah. No, we're like, I mean, hey, I'm wondering if you're single and shit. But there, listen, don't talk politics. I mean, don't call me out. That's what I'm saying.
Well, what I've been trying to say to you
Yes, ma'am.
is that, okay, Michigan has become a common law state. Alaska has become a common law state. California has built an assembly. It's in the newspapers. It's there. So, Gina, you need the link again. That's what I'm saying, that you have the opportunity to get in on that.
Well, I appreciate that. I'll try.
And I wasn't saying it to be shitty to you.
It's okay. It's okay because I like your voice. You're cute. You talk well. And, you know, I'm here for a reason. So y'all forget, I'm just here for the chicks. Nah, but I know very well about our state politics. You know, Miss Bonnie. I'm just saying. So
And what I've noticed since forever is everything seems to start in California. So that's one of the reasons I asked you that, because
well, like I
California,
said, my only like conversation to that, or I mean, my only okay, the thing that first comes into my mind when you say that, Gavin Newsom should have been literally like, I don't know what you call it, like you know, when you get a lawyer disbarred, or I don't know what you call it when you get a politician, like where they cannot do politics anymore. Like,
where everybody signed for him to be impeached, removed,
no,
whatever.
but just like they can't run. They can't run in another state. They can't like when you're a lawyer and you're disbarred, you got
Disbarred.
no legal license.
Okay. Yes.
You're done. You're over, right?
Yes.
And so Gavin Newsom should have been literally disbarred as a politician, like when he was the mayor of San Francisco. It's that fucking simple.
It's same with Kamala. What happened there?
You know, it's funny. I've lived in this state my whole life, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know who the fuck she was. Like, I didn't know she was a California anything. I really didn't.
She was a
Weird how
DA,
it happened.
and then
The
she
first
was
thing
an
I
attorney.
heard about her,
No, I know her record, but what I'm saying is, like, at the time it was happening, nobody knew who
right,
she was. Like, they didn't
right.
give a like who the fuck, like, she was irrelevant.
Well, you're like one of a dozen people I've heard say that in the last couple of weeks, right? And it's the first time I ever heard of her. I heard she was Jamaican, and then I heard she was like with Montel Williams. I didn't hear about the Willie guy. I didn't hear about that until recently.
Oh,
But
Brown, yeah.
it's she came out of nowhere. It seemed like.
Correct. Dead serious.
She
That
came
you ain't
all
wrong,
over
Carl. You ain't wrong.
everywhere, dog.
No, yeah, he got her every position that she held. And I don't know how
She
she
did
got
nothing over here. She did not. She was never in the news over here. She did literally fucking nothing, dude.
Yeah.
and that's what I'm saying. I don't know how she got in the Senate.
I didn't even know she was a political official. Back in her day, we were bitching about Feinstein and Boxer.
Right. Right.
Hmm.
I mean, I just got back, so I don't know what has led up to this, but I do see what you're saying, the deal as far as people, no-name people can all of a sudden be put into some position, and all of a sudden they're popular, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, they've been here the whole time. And the people are like, what? And that's
Correct.
in a lot of states.
Correct.
It's not just California. And I know. Let it fall off in the ocean. Cali is a lost cause. I hear what you're saying, but I don't think that's a wise course of thought to say, well, okay, Washington, Oregon, California, let them all fall off. Yeah, the left coast, whatever. It's not representative of the people here. We have some of the most corrupt governments ever on this coast.
Yeah.
And we need the entire republic to make it. California has its values, Oregon has its values, Washington has its values. And I mean, as far as California, they grow a lot of our fucking food.
Dude, Virginia, let me tell you this real quick, because I didn't mean to interrupt you, but you're right, because I'm agreeing with everything you're saying, but I want to give you this crazy statistic, because you probably don't even know this. Listen, back in like the late 90s, early 2000s, California grew 80% of the produce for the state, 30% of the produce for the nation. Okay?
Yes.
Now, those numbers have been so depleted because the corporations, Dell, Del Monte, whatever, moving to South America, this and that, right? I don't even know the exact numbers, but I can check. But literally, it's like California is like 10% of the nation, or I'm sorry, 10% of the state, and like 3% of the nation. It's fucking horrible.
I do understand. And I know when I was growing up, I was born in the 70s, California was a red state. I'm from Oregon.
Correct.
It was a red state. Washington was still a conservative red state. This is
didn't
not
go blue until Clinton.
People at all. We have been taken over by industry, the fucking Silicon Valley type of markets. Washington got fucked by Microsoft and Amazon. That's all a very concentrated cancer. It is metastasizing, unfortunately, but the people who have been here, the Wild West is still wild. The generations who have been here, mine have gone California, Oregon, Washington, Idaho, Montana. They were dirt. Oregon Trail also going the other way. Dirt poor, logging people. Even my dad was a logger. This is not that far removed.
And I got a question for everyone.
Red.
Anybody seen any Kamala signs? Because I haven't been down in the city or nothing, but I haven't seen nothing.
No, I don't think so, dude. Even up here in Washington, I have neighbors that have Trump. There's this one dude in this town, and he's got these fences that are covered with FJB type of shit and like Trump whatever, and like just hilarious. They switch it up sometimes, and it's hilarious.
That's what I was telling you about the real world polls versus the media polls. It's fucking insane. It's fucking insane.
The polls do not represent the people, nor do the governments of our states for the most part. We are enslaved by partially the zoning, the big cities. That's why the cancer is going to spread. Is from the
I think we need to reform the electoral college. The electoral college needs to be reformed.
I agree. When I saw this happen in Oregon, they tendrilled out the vote zoning shit, I don't know, 10 years ago or so. And Oregon is my home state. I go there still. I still have family there. I fucking love Oregon. I love California. I lived there, still have family there. I'm in Washington now. I love the West Coast, and I see what they're doing. And you can see how they're organizing, how these tendrils go out of scooping up the people to cram into whatever vote structure, and it's working, but it does not represent probably 80 to 90% definitely of Oregon. Oregon
75% solid. Let's just say 75%, because 3/4 majority rules. Let's go.
And yes, all over here. And that's kind of why I'm saying, like, we cannot say that any state is a lost cause. The people, the American people are here. We're here. We know we're occupied. We know what's going on. We see what kind of degradation is being spread. And it doesn't mean that we don't have value to this republic. Inslee is a piece of shit, Indy. Exactly. Like, oh, mail-in ballots, a major problem. Oregon is all mail-in, if I'm not mistaken.
There's no doc. Mail-in ballots are no doc. What the fuck?
Right, exactly. So, and believe me, man, the people who our families have bled to build these places, and I don't mean the silicon part, I mean the homes, like the blood of this place. That's not what it is. And shit, during the Civil War, these weren't even states yet. Washington wasn't. That was 1853 or 47, or Indy might be able to help me. I don't know, but it wasn't even a thing up here. In fact, I moved to Washington about 22 years ago, and there were still Confederate flags all over. You go to Idaho, you go to Western Montana, you go to Wyoming, you'll see the fucking diesel trucks, American flags and Confederate flags and this flag and whatever. And I'm not advocating any particular.
No, but the point is that was their right to do that. They had a right.
It was their right to do it, and it was a cultural, which is bringing it full circle. They're changing the culture. It was just a cultural thing, and it's not always about a divisive idea in politics.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
Nah, man. Like,
Carl, I got my name for a reason, bro. I mean, I'm not argumentative. I just did. I am who I am, man.
Dude, none of us
super
are
awesome, dude. I'm just a piece of shit, man. I'm just
like,
a
we're all
fucking
me.
guy, you know, that is like fucking, you know. The thing is, like I say, man, there's never going to be a perfect answer, you know.
Yeah.
The problem is we all don't need to get fucked for that, you know. Like when you go look at bacon prices, when you go to the gas pump and all this and that, right? We are straight up getting fucked by our government at this point.
Yep. And believe me, the Wild West is still wild. If you just want to look at the I-5 corridor between Everett and Olympia, you're going to see a certain thing. But let me tell you what, the people out here, and that includes California and Oregon as well, the Wild West is still wild. Trust me. And most people, you know what I think fucks us more than the zoning even? Is that so many people don't give a damn about some laws because it's like, well, if it's unjust, I'm just not going to follow it. You know, some of our turnout and whatever, it represents a certain demographic in the cities because they turn out. But a lot of the country folk out here, they don't give a fuck what the government's doing. They're going to do what they're doing. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah.
So they turn a blind eye or something?
I'm just saying, dude. And by the way, Bonnie, both of my grandfathers rolled out of Texas. My paternal grandfather, which is why I have the yellow rose of Texas, his family left during the Depression. He was like 6 years old, and his favorite movie in the whole world, R.I.P. to my grandpa, was The Grapes of Wrath. And he always told me, you watch that movie, that is what my family did. They came up, up through California from Texas. They had a small pickup. They had multiple family members and what they could bring. They were loggers. My great grandmother, his mother, was a laundress. That's what she did for a living, is she washed clothes. And if you imagine loggers in Oregon, like those clothes are going to be nappy as hell. That was the job.
I used to do. Yeah.
Yep. They are rough and tumbling people.
Yeah.
So she might be related to us too, Bonnie.
Yep.
Related.
The most recent did come out of Texas and went up that way. Yep.
But that's what. So where did I see that in the said we're the blueprint for the rest of the country and their plans. And so that's what I was meaning. Everything seems to start in California for whatever reason. But
Well, I think that's part of a media thing, to be honest.
now it
No, wait,
seems to be up the whole West Coast.
well,
And so the mail imbalance, where'd they start? So and
but Miss Bonnie, can I say one thing? I mean,
that
I'm
that's
kind
the
of agreeing with you,
number
but
five.
disagreeing as far as like, I don't say that it starts here. What I say is that things that you're talking about start with mass population. New York is number one. California, maybe. Texas is certainly on the map. Florida. And what it is they get certain people, and this is kind of what the whole conversation been about tonight. Like, with like, there's insiders, there's people all over the world. They make decisions, they control shit. And like, people kind of push an agenda and they try to push it to the populace. So obviously the populace is going to have more say, and then that's when it hits the news. It's it, it's it. When's the
The
last
way
time
it is
you
here
heard?
in Michigan, the
When's the
way
last time
it
you
is.
heard of an agenda or something like? When has New Mexico been popular? Right?
The thing is, like here in Michigan, all the cities that are blue are the big cities, like Detroit and Ann Arbor and Ypsilanti and stuff. Those are the areas that are full of the commies and the leftists and all that, and they've turned that area blue, and they get all the electoral votes because of the populace there. The rest
Correct.
of Michigan, all the way around it, all the farmlands, all the northern, all the UP, they're all red as hell. They're all flying Trump flags and signs all over the place. And everybody knows that it's just that city area down there. All right.
Carl, you want to hear my plan for the electoral college?
Do we have a
I'm
choice?
just saying that a lot of states are like that. They're blue in areas that are in
Oh, y'all got a
control.
choice. I'll shut the fuck up real quick if you guys tell me to. I'm very polite when it comes to women. I mean, I'm still trying
I
to figure out
mean, come
how
on.
Miss
You're
Bonnie
gonna
can,
come into a tough
slide in the
crowd. You
DMs
better
and
have
stuff.
your
Miss Bonnie probably thinks I'm an ugly guy. So
no. Miss Bonnie is one of the most wonderful, gracious women I have
she
ever
probably
met.
got some kind of hot dude and all that too. So I mean, I know. I'm just throwing my game out there. That's all.
Don't make assumptions about Miss Bonnie. She is more open-minded and thoughtful, and um, she will hear out anything
Well, this ain't about
anybody
me, and this
says.
ain't about Hot Bonnie.
I'm just
This is
saying.
about
How
Carl.
many here,
Do you
Virginia?
want to hear my plan for that
I
electoral
just want
college?
to say one more thing, and I gotta get off here anyways. But nobody here said they saw any Kamala signs for real. No, I don't know how many
No.
people say
But
that now.
Carl, seriously, do
I
you want to hear
haven't seen
my
a
plan
single
for
bumper
for
sticker.
electoral college? Because I think this is very good.
Well,
All right.
I gotta jump down off here anyways. But
Uh,
I'm just amazed that
polite
nobody
way of
has
saying
seen
no.
me,
It's really good.
dude. I've been up since 6:30 yesterday. All right, I'm barely here right now.
Well, there's always barbecued squirrel for the morning.
Well, I gotta work here in a couple hours, so I just need a nap. That's all.
Well, I
Well,
hope you rest well. Rest well.
Good night, everybody.
All
good
right. Good
night.
night, bro.
Carl, thank you so much for coming up.
Always a pleasure, Bonnie.
Always. You take care.
Nice to meet you, dude.
And what Carl
Just
was
the,
saying,
just the three of us. Just the three.
every state I think is like that. Even Texas.
Hey, can
The
I say
big
something right
cities,
now?
the
Hold on.
big cities are what the is the problem.
Hey, Bonnie,
What?
and Virginia, right?
Yep.
This is like the hottest three-way I've ever had.
Oh
We
Lord.
know.
I had to.
No, but Bonnie's, you're on it. It's the cities and it's being
Okay.
spread. That's why I say coming soon to a town near you. You might be in a really small town, whatever. It doesn't matter, man. The large they're implanting the cancer in the large cities. University
Yeah.
towns are a big one, and that gets spread out.
Yeah.
Industry, I saw so much movement from Washington and California into Texas.
Oh yeah.
Austin, big one. And
So
they're just spreading their ideology. It's
so Virginia, check this out. I just talked to my boy in San Antonio last night, right? What? Oh, I did the ear thing again.
the
Sorry.
ear hole. The ear
Yeah, so
hole is
I
deep.
gotta quit doing that.
It's
I'm a
so
fucking moron.
deep.
I'm a moron. Okay. So listen, I talked to my boy in San Antonio last night, right? And he's like, "Oh yeah, they're doing that." Like I went over and I saw these guys get out with like a couple of vans. They're like these minivans, and they like all had cash. And then I talked to my friend in Alabama, like earlier in the week, like
Mhm.
probably on Monday, so 4 days ago. And like she's like, "Oh yeah, I don't know what was going on, but I went to this oh no, I'm sorry. It was over the weekend. She told me this, but she told me her story about over the weekend when she went to Alabama again. And she's like, "Oh yeah, they all came out and they jumped in these vans. There was like 20 or 30 of them. They all had cash and this and that and like whatever." It's like I'm telling you, man, there's like some kind of government program going on. I don't know what it
Yeah.
is, but
Yeah.
they're like literally importing them and giving them like cash money, and they're like, just importing them in vans, and it's like
And so, what are they paying them to
it's
do?
happening all over the country, though, is what I'm trying to say.
Exactly. So, what are
Yep.
they paying them to do? Because they're not just handing them money for nothing. They're paying them to do something. So, what do you think it is?
Vote.
I don't think that that's the only thing.
Well, but that's the hidden, like that's the end result. Like that's what they want. That's why they're doing it. But then also, it's like, also let's sign you up for the program. Oh yeah, we'll get your family. We'll do the like. There's a lot of hidden agendas behind it. Particular stories. But the end result is they're signing them up to get here to vote, right?
Okay, so I think voting is part of it, but I think you hit the nail on the head with getting them reliant because I think the goal is UBI. Okay, I
Oh
think it's
yeah, for sure.
possible the goal is UBI,
Oh, we'll
not
give you
just for
30,000
them,
for a first
but
down payment on
for
a,
the,
or for buying your first new house or whatever Kamala said.
well, exactly. Yeah, like more government reliance. And so people will become stressed and despondent and suffer economic issues as a result of these influxes, right? And I think that the goal is socialism with UBI will give you a stipend for this or that. And I mean American citizens, not just the
Yep.
newcomers, right?
Yep.
But like this is a gateway to making that happen. It's not just about
Exactly.
votes, it's about getting everyone to sign up for XYZ program, and
Exactly.
then we're all in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's a very important aspect to the end game. I guess
Hey, ladies, is my
the
ear hole that
economic
bad?
forum
Does my ear
or
hole suck
social
that bad?
credit. Yeah.
It does. Oh
Well,
fuck!
it's very important for the communist agenda to get
I am never
everyone
gonna get
to
laid.
sign up for socialist programs first. And that includes healthcare. The government healthcare. Obamacare was that government healthcare. You got penalized on your taxes if you didn't buy one form of it, right? And that model, they're refrosting it, but it's the same turd cake.
Yeah.
And I
My
agree.
ear hole really sucks. It's horrible.
It depends on the angle, like anything.
Oh god. I'm never gonna score. I'm never gonna score.
The angle and the lighting. Cheryl Yacolt. I have
Annie,
not.
I'm mad at you. I'm trying to think if I watched it. I can't remember. A lot has gone on, and if you can drop the link again, I would much appreciate it. Sorry,
Drop it, Bonnie. Drop it like it's hot.
I'm
Drop.
getting scolded.
Shake your tail feather.
I've watched so many videos about Texas because a lot is happening here, and it's concerning to me. They desperately, desperately want to flip Texas. And
Ooh, yeah.
so um, we have problems with our legislature right now. They're trying to get rid of the speaker. I'm losing my voice. And so the speaker is building a group to back him, and one of them is Rick Perry, who's supposed to have very conservative views.
Uh,
I never liked him. I don't know.
he's a Rubio sellout.
So um, that's we have our own problems going on right here in our state too, and um, with everything that I've been having to do with mom's passing it's just been I have not been able to keep up with the phone calls and the emails and every other way I try to get a hold of them and um, I just wish more people would do that. With what Virginia, what you described earlier, are one of y'all did. The the people living, they're not they're doing what they want to do, and that's the way it is here. It's like they're just living life and doing what they want to do, and it really shocked me because even the mayor, she just somehow got it to where the property taxes dropped like it's huge. It's a huge amount that it dropped, and she's like, and it's going to stay that way. We'll
Huh.
see, but um, it's we have a lot more people that are going to the city council meetings, the school board meetings, and it's the next generation. It's not the older people, it's the next generation that has kids in school. It's the people are getting more involved. I don't care what age they are. I have seen so many videos of young people voicing the exact same things that we have been talking about. They are out there and they're they're saying it, they're doing it, they're and that's why I keep thinking all is not lost. We we have hope, but the biggest push for Texas is to secede, and that is concerning to me because I don't think it's going to work.
No, not today's society. It won't work.
I think it's going to be detrimental, and
Yeah.
that's the Text It program that's going on, and there are a lot of people talking about it and involved in it, and I'm not. It's
Bonnie, they've been trying that in California for years. They've been wanting to split the state in three. They've been wanting to.
Yes.
Secession is not going to happen in 50 states, unfortunately. With today's society and the rules and modern values, there. I hate to say it, but I don't think there will be any succession.
Texas is not wanting to split up into different. It's somebody way higher up is trying to divide Texas up into like 4 or 5 different states.
See, that's what they. Yeah, that's what they did in California. Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna
Right.
happen.
Right.
Well, I do think there's merits to balkanization. Like, I can see that working regionally because what is it? Eastern Oregon, Idaho, Eastern Washington, actually like a certain shape of Washington, certain shape of Oregon, whatever, or talking with Idaho and kind of like, hey, why don't we make this what it's called? But I think there's something to be said for regions because things are really different. But
Oh no, I agree with you, Virginia. Do I believe it should happen? I believe it should happen, but unfortunately, it's not gonna happen.
But I think it kind of is because what we're going to find
No,
is city states.
there's no kind of Virginia.
Hold on. With the
Virginia,
way the structure
no.
is going, city states are inevitable. They're already trying to do 15-minute cities. You don't think those are going to become their own concentrated districts? They already are.
Yes.
Well, it ain't gonna happen in our lifetime, Virginia.
Oh, it might. It might, dog. Never say never, dude. Time is moving faster. From when I was a kid,
I'm not that much of an
time is
optimist.
moving way
I'm an
faster.
optimist, but I'm not that much of an optimist. I'm a realist. I'm a realist, and I'm telling you, like I told her, there will not be succession in our lifetime.
I didn't say succession. I said balkanization and
They have to succeed to split. So
but that's not the same thing as balkanization. And
well, okay,
Texas
but
did succeed.
states aren't going to divide in our lifetime.
No, I'm talking, we no longer are 50 states, we're 10. And Texas is a major turning point.
Well, that's the start of a civil war. That's the start of a civil war.
Could be. Yes, that is possible. It could be the start of a war, or it could just be voted in and made to happen, or it could be the result of a war that happens with a lot of entities involved that forced that organization of balkanized. But if Texas always secedes, that would be a disaster, I think, for the whole republic. Texas is so important to this country.
Yeah, they're not gonna succeed. Yeah. But like I think she has a valid point about they have some indoctrination there. And I was gonna ask her a question, like, okay, so let me ask you this. I mean, I don't know where you're at. You said Central or something, but I have a buddy that moved to San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and he goes all over. Like, so I have family actually in Dallas and different areas, and like he goes to Austin and whatever. But like, so what I'm saying is, I know a little bit about the state as far as different regions. He moved there. Shit, goddamn, gonna be almost 10 years now, right? And he's from California. He's worked. He pays his taxes. He likes the state. He's a little bit of a Republican like myself, or whatever you want to call it, conservative, because I'm actually not a Republican. Do you lump him into that sum that you described earlier?
Me?
Yeah, about being taken over.
Taken over.
Yeah, your state is getting somewhat taken over about people with different beliefs, and that they're getting indoctrinated. I believe you said about. I guess what you're trying to say is like your state has an influx of immigrants, and
Yes.
I would consider my friend an immigrant because he went from somewhere else, but he literally migrated from state to state. Would you consider my friend detrimental to your what you said, your values, your society, your lifestyle?
um, I don't know him. Um, I know that Houston is bad, and
Uh-huh.
so um, if we're going to be splitting into regions, if they put Houston
No,
in,
no, 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 no. Let's just get straight to the
yeah,
conversation. Do
I'm
you believe
fine
that people from other states should not go to Texas?
with that. No, I don't believe that. But I do believe that if somebody from another state comes to Texas, that they don't try to change Texas. We're not going to change. We don't like change. We like it just the way it is. We like to be able to do what we want to do
Uh,
and be able to protect our own any way possible.
I agree with that. No, no, I'm not busting their balls. I'm just saying that, like, that was a reason they moved to that state, right? Because they like things going on there, right?
That's what they say, yes.
Exactly. Are they going to change it over time? I mean, with infiltration of different ideas, and Texas has been a big target for that.
Uh,
Um, I see the culture being watered down.
Yes.
so what's the answer then? I guess is my other question or my main question. Like, if but but my friend is not part of your change, by the way, FYI. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, there's some people that move there that like literally just want to enjoy what you have.
Exactly. Okay, the answer for me personally, I live with a lot of people around me that have come here from another country.
Uh huh.
Um, I feel more protected with them than some other people that I've known for a long time.
Oh wow.
So it's, but I can tell you, these people are pissed at what is happening at the border. And me personally, with my kids and grandkids, good night, Apple Dumpling. You have a good day at work. Um, I am making sure that they do know the old way. We were so excited that I got my grandmother's banana nut cake recipe. We were so excited that we got my mother's strudel coffee cake recipe.
Nice.
I
Little,
Handwritten.
little caramel on that. Little caramel.
No, 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 no,
Damn it. No
caramel.
caramel.
No, that'll ruin it.
Oh,
And so
I have no hope.
the and the things that I'm seeing that the kids want that my mother had are the heirlooms, the the things that have been passed down through the generations, and they want to carry on the the traditions, the values, the core of our family name. They still want to carry that on, and that's that's what I have tried to instill in them is family is first besides God, but they have drifted from all of that kind of sort of,
Hmm.
but still family. And they've been I'm not worried about my kids. I'll just put it that
Hmm.
way. I think they're going to be okay. But I have ranches all around me. I'm seeing the same thing. The ranchers, their kids are carrying on. That and that's what we got to do. We got to just keep carrying on as families as it always has been. Yes, there's going to be changes each generation, but not drastic, not the way that they are trying to push it. Excuse me.
You know, an interesting plot twist is that some of the families that come up here, there are obviously fighting age males and all of that. Uh,
Yes,
some come up here and they work and they build families and they have big families and
yes,
they live in small dwellings with a lot of people. And the plot twist kind of thing is they want their families safe too. And if you really dig into some of the sentiment of um, people who have immigrated legally and worked and got their papers correct and whatever and had families here, you know, they come from these places, but they're like, yeah, no, we don't want this communism either. That's what we fled from. And it might take time to see that result because we see a lot of bullshit walking across right over the fences, but there are some too who do come here to make a better life. They go to work, they handle a lot of our produce and agriculture and building and uh, cement work, plumbing, roofers. There's all kinds of trades.
yes,
That's, you know, it's
yes,
important. Like people encourage trades with your kids. Don't push them into college. If they have an aptitude, get them into a trade. That's
yes,
going to be money. And that's how some are making their way. And they want to protect their families also. And they're leaning red because they're also afraid of immigrant gangs coming in and recreating the communist socialist environments they just left.
yes. Because they've all seen it. They've all seen how bad it can be.
Hmm.
And there was something else you said that I was going to respond to. I'm going to
That
quit reading chat.
I know, right? It's funny. But some people coming legally over, they have families too. They're working to make it better. They don't want to be threatened
Yes,
either things.
that's what I was going to say. Is um, so one of the families that we're really close to, they do masonry work. And so if they're teaching that to my kids, hallelujah. Because
Hmm.
I mean that's an important asset right there. It's not an easy job. I helped my grandmother build a rock porch with steps and a storage building. And it man, she could with a pickaxe, she could just she knew exactly where to hit that rock to make it fit exactly like she wanted it to. We were doing the mortar. It was, and so that's why I do as much as I can myself, so the kids are seeing it also and helping. My 6-year-old granddaughter, she loves gardening, and
Hmm.
she has been helping me for the past 3 years. Anything I plant, and she wants to be right there in it, and she's going around looking at plants that grow wild and wanting to know the names of them and what they're for.
Getting
So,
her hands in the dirt.
do what?
Getting her hands in the dirt.
Yes. And so much is learned by just helping. I mean, um, hands on, I think, is the best way to do it. She
My,
hid the cheese. My daughter was making um, chicken Alfredo last night, and her husband went to the store and got Parmesan cheese to grate up, and it's shaped. It's like a pie shape,
mm-hmm.
in her, and I think there was two of them, and he was like, "I can't believe they didn't put the cheese in the bag. Where did the cheese go? I swear I brought the cheese in," and so he had to go back to 10 miles to the store, went back to the store to get the cheese. And sure enough, she had taken the cheese to her toy kitchen to put it in the oven because she thought she was making a cake. So,
Oh, bless her heart.
yeah, but she,
Parmesan cake, baby. That's tasty.
Right. That's cute.
but she still got to help grate it. And
Aw.
Just clean out the Betty Baker, whatever they call that thing.
well, she didn't unwrap it, thankfully.
Oh,
But
yeah. There you go.
she
Save
just,
the cheese.
he wasn't real happy. I
That's
thought it
funny.
was fun.
I'd have been laughing like a motherfucker.
I
I'd been
was.
laughing.
I
I'd
was.
been laughing.
She just snuck it right out of there.
Oh, kids are wild like that, dude.
Hmm.
Ooh, got a hot slice.
But even my son, that's a welder, um, so they said that he can do a bead so well because he was really good at art.
Mm-hmm.
I can't figure out the combination there, but it seems to be a thing from what they say.
Ask him, or when he tells you, either way, there'll be a compliment, and you guys should celebrate when he rolls dimes.
Well, yeah, he's
So you
making
already know about that? You know about rolling dimes?
about what?
Rolling
Rolling
dice.
dimes.
Rolling dimes?
Yes, ma'am.
No.
That's what I said. So either when he tells you about that, or you can give him a compliment, that's going to be a thing.
All right. I can't wait to hear about your progress, Bonnie. Rolling dimes. That
You
meant
know
something
what
different
it
to
is.
me. Rolling a dime. That maths.
Okay, I'm clueless.
It's okay. Don't worry too much about it. It's just the field that he's in. It's a saying. So
Okay.
Yeah, good times, dude. I gotta go. I'm gonna go make a sandwich. I'll be in the chat box though.
Okay.
nice
Thanks for
to
coming out, Virginia.
Thanks for having
I'll
me.
get the free to you. My chat froze. She said Dave. Now I don't see a Dave.
Wow. Now you're just stuck with me.
Last comment is Huckleberry. Mm-hmm.
I can't even read chat, so I don't know. I ain't seen none of them all night long.
What? Quit moving. I
I didn't even
think
see when they were talking about my ear hole. So I know it made you guys laugh.
It's been a crazy night. 4:30. I am gonna have to close out.
I knew that would
I
happen.
have
You gonna
phone
slide into the DMs or what?
I'm sorry.
You gonna slide into the DMs or what?
I don't know why I can't understand you.
Because
Slide.
I'm from California.
So's my brother, but I can understand him. But he's loud. He's very loud. Ugh. Thank you, Virginia.
Nah, man, you're hecka cool, man. It was nice for me to meet you, like, cause I don't know why I'm a weirdo. I feel more comfortable with women or something as far as like this type of thing, like going on a panel or whatever you want to call it. There's certain things you said that I thought that you'd be a nice person, and you very are much a nice person. So you met all the expectations. It was a hot first date. Put it that way.
I'm clueless. I'm still clueless.
I
That
know,
is,
Mugly, you ain't got to make fun of me. It's okay. So.
well, I appreciate you coming up and talking with us, even if we do have some different views.
Yeah, it's life, you know. Nobody's perfect, you know. I certainly ain't no angel.
Didn't think so.
Oh, well, thank you for the compliment. Fuck. What am I supposed to say? Jesus Christ. Just tell me to fucking kick rocks. You know? All right. Well, I know what you're trying to do. Like I said, nice to meet you. I appreciate everything. Slide into the DMs, but do what you gotta do. I'll hit up chat now because I'll be out.
You take care. Virginia, you be expecting a phone call. All right, y'all. Let's see. We gotta close it out with a song, right? Gotta. Um, and no, that's not happening, Virginia. um, all right. Okay. This is no, never mind. How about this is a good one for tonight. There we go. Here it is. No, everyone doesn't hate you. Hey, Turning Guns, good to see you.
Spare a little candle, save some light for me. Figures up ahead, moving in the trees. White skin in linen, perfume on my wrist, and the full moon hangs over these dreams in the mist. These dreams go on when I close my eyes. Every second of the night, I live another life. These dreams leave when it's cold outside. Every moment I'm awake, the further I'm away. Is it cloak and dagger? Could it be spring or fall? I walk without a cut through a stainless wall. Weaker in my eyesight, the candle in my grip, and the words I have no form are falling from my lips. These days go on when I close my eyes. Every second of the night, I live another life. This is sleep when it's cold outside. Every moment I'm awake, the further I'm away. There's something out there I can't resist. I need to hide away from the pain. There's something out there I can't Sweetest song is silence that I ever heard. It's funny how your feet in dreams that never touch the earth. In a world full of princess, freedom is a kiss. But the prince has his face and dreams in the mist. These dreams go on when I close my eyes. Every second of the night, I live another life. This is sleep when it's cold outside. Every moment I'm awake, the further I'm away. This is sleep when it's cold outside. Every moment of the night, deep then I'm away. This is sleep when it's cold outside. Every moment I'm away, the further I'm
All right. Y'all try to be good out there. Y'all are a mess. I don't know what y'all are talking about. It's probably best that I don't. I'm sure someone will tell me somewhere along the line. Y'all have a good night. Get some sleep. I know I gotta. See you next time. God bless you. Good night.